Assalamualaikum everyone. This is your commentator Umar, and I've been joined by Hisham. और जी ये this is the second match, the second semi-final between Gladiators uh, and Dynamites. Or Dynamites won the toss and have decided to bowl first. After an exciting first match where Vikings finished on the last ball, 4 were required and chased a big total, so they're through to the final. तो शाम क्या ख्याल है आपका इस मैच के बारे में?
बिल्कुल। पहले तो जो फर्स्ट मैच हुआ ऑब्वियसली इट वाज अ नेल बाइटर और बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त फर्स्ट मैच हमें देखने को मिला। सेकेंडली यहाँ पर हमने वही चीज़ जो नोट की थी कि विकेट इज़ वेरी ट्रू और बॉल इज़ कमिंग नाइसली ऑन टू द बैट और 218 रन चेज हुए जो कि इस पीएल का हाईएस्ट स्कोर था। सो कीपिंग इन माइंड जो डायनामाइट्स है उन्होंने बॉल फर्स्ट का फ़ैसला किया और यही हमें देखने को मिल रहा है कि टीम जो हैं वो चाह रही हैं कि हम चेज़ करें इस विकेट पे, क्योंकि 218 अगर चेज़ हो सकता है सेमीफाइनल में प्रेशर गेम में तो ऑब्वियसली कोई भी टोटल यहाँ पर चेज़ हो सकता है। लेकिन अगेन ग्लैडिएटर्स के पास अच्छे फास्ट बॉलर्स हैं, फाइज कमर हैं, उनके पास रहमत हैं। लेकिन लेट्स सी, यहाँ पर नीक बॉल करने आए हैं और वाइड बॉल बहुत ही अच्छी कीपिंग की यहाँ पर। वहाज आज कीपिंग कर रहे हैं इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ ऑब्वियसली जैन शाह हु इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल। सो हमाद बुखारी और शहीद जो हैं वो बैटिंग करने आए हैं टीम ग्लैडिएटर्स की तरफ से।
Definitely agree with Hisham and what he said about teams deciding to chase. So it's a good comeback ball by Ali. Obviously pressure situation है, pressure match है, जो भी जीतेगा वो Vikings के against final में खेलेगा और it's a game of nerves. The ball isn't swinging as of now, लेकिन अच्छी line and length hold की है, good comeback after the first ball और that's another good ball, nudge for a single and which brings Shahir on strike. तो confident start by Anik और मेरा ख्याल है कि ग्लैडिएटर्स पे कभी obviously they'll come up with a plan and all of them come with a plan. तो let's see कि क्या कैसे plan करते हैं. Shahir has been in excellent form, had a brilliant 50 yesterday as well और मेरा ख्याल है कि इनका रोल बड़ा important होगा in deciding the outcome of this match.
जी बिल्कुल, डेफिनेटली शहीर इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर फॉर द ग्लैडिएटर्स और अच्छा बॉल यहाँ पर चांस था और नज करना चाहते थे थ्रू थर्ड मैन, लेकिन बीट हुआ बॉल यहाँ पर। और अनीक इज़ अ वेरी गुड बॉलर, कल हमें देखने को मिला इन्होंने बहुत ज़बरदस्त बॉलिंग की क्वार्टर फाइनल मैच में अगेंस्ट द इनविंसिबल्स। एक और अच्छा बॉल और वाइड यहाँ पर एम्पायर ने दिया। बहुत ही टाइट कॉल थी लेकिन वाइड बॉल होगा ये।
This wide ball takes a bit of pressure off the bowling side because it's the second wide and 3 runs have been conceded now. So 5 runs of the first 4 with 1 ball remaining. जी. और ये played fine for another boundary. So good start for Gladiators despite a tight over from Anik. So they're 9 at the end of 1 over. Given the pitch and the conditions, I'm sure Gladiators are aware that in DHA in order to have a good fighting total you need to be around 200, and I think this is exactly what they will be aiming at as well, and this is what their plan will be. So they have a very strong batting lineup and seem to be very confident after their big win against Night Riders yesterday. this they've given the ball to Wasim now. He's been bought in, so spin being introduced as well.
बिल्कुल वसीम इज़ वन ऑफ देयर मेन वेपन और सेकंड ओवर कर भी करने आए और ब्रेक थ्रू दिलाया था अपनी टीम को. उन्होंने जैन को आउट किया, बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट विकेट थी. और अगेन ही इज़ बीन ब्रॉट इन विद द सेम थॉट. और यहाँ पर एक फ्लिक ऑफ द पैड्स फॉर अ सिंगल फ्रॉम हमाद बुखारी. नाउ शहीर विल फेस नाउ शहीर विल फेस वसीम. एंड वसीम बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त बॉलर हैं जो कि ऑफ स्पिन भी करते हैं. ऑब्वियसली इनके पास दूसरा भी है जो अंदर आता है लेफ़्ट हैंडर को. और बड़े ही ज़बरदस्त बॉलर हैं. यहाँ पर शहीर ने देख के खेला उनको और एक रन हासिल किया.
A very cool start from Wasim over here. Just two of the first two balls, bowling on tight lines, and being aware of the strength of the batsman. So wicket to wicket bowling कर रहे हैं जी. That's another excellent ball, another single. So brilliant start by Wasim for now.
बिल्कुल. और वसीम इज़ एन विकेट टेकिंग ऑप्शन फॉर द डायनामाइट्स. और यहाँ पर कोशिश करेंगे कि उनको एक बड़ी विकेट मिल जाए शहीर या हमाद की. ब्यूटीफुली प्लेड और 4 रन्स मिलेंगे यहाँ पर शहीर को. एलिगेंटली प्लेड फॉर 4. और शहीर जो हैं वो बड़े एक्सपीरियंस्ड प्लेयर हैं और प्लेटिनम पिक हैं ग्लैडिएटर्स के. सो ही विल ट्राई कि वो अपनी यहाँ पर एक टीम को सॉलिड स्टार्ट दें जैसे कि पिछले मैच में उन्होंने दिया. और देन नीचे से इमाद बड़ी अच्छी फॉर्म में है. एंड देन ऑब्वियसली फाइज कमर. सो definitely Shahir have to score a 50 here for his team in this crucial match.
Absolutely rightly said so by Sham. Shahir showing that how he's Mr. Reliable for the team as well. Or intelligent cricket, testing the bowler's line and length as well, knowing that tight lines will might cause a risk to the wicket. So playing it fine and staying in the wicket. Or that's another good ball for another single. So at the end of 2 overs, it's 17 for now.
दो ओवर्स के बाद 17 स्कोर ग्लैडिएटर्स का ऑन द बोर्ड. और यहाँ पर एक स्टेडी स्टार्ट है ग्लैडिएटर्स का. डायनामाइट्स की बॉलिंग को विकेट ना देते हुए यहाँ पर ऑब्वियसली उनका ये प्लान है कि अगर शुरू के ओवर्स में डायनामाइट्स को इन्होंने विकेट्स ना दी जो कि उनके दो मेन बॉलर्स ओवर कर रहे हैं वसीम एंड अनीक ऑब्वियसली. तो अगर इनको सी ऑफ कर दें तो बाद में वो जो रन रेट है उसको एक्सेलरेट कर सकते हैं.
Shout out to Rao Haris Tawfiq ji. Love you, Rao. Miss you in the commentary box here. So Gladiators being watchful with their start, not playing very big shots as of now because they're aware that a good start will come in handy for the team, and making sure that they see the new ball well, given that Anik and Wasim have been brilliant with the new ball. So I think ये बड़ा अच्छी स्ट्रेटजी है कि 1 और बाउंड्री निकाल के तो सिंगल्स और डबल्स के ऊपर जो है वो स्टार्ट को रिलाई किया जाए.
जी बिल्कुल. बट आई थिंक हमाद विल टेक चार्ज फ्रॉम हेयर. बिग शाउट फॉर LBW, लेकिन बोल्ड हो गए हैं यहाँ पर। और बिग विकेट फॉर अनीक। और जैसे कि लास्ट मैच में भी हमने देखा, अनीक और वसीम ने जो है वो शुरू में विकेट्स लिए हैं और प्रेशर डाला इनविंसिबल्स पे, क्योंकि एक बहुत ही बड़ी बैटिंग लाइनअप थी। और यहाँ पर इस प्रीमियर लीग के जो मोस्ट इनफॉर्म बैट्समैन हैं टीम ग्लैडिएटर्स के और हाईएस्ट रन गेटर भी हैं, वो क्रीज पे आते हुए इमाद, ही इज़ बीन इन ब्रिलियंट फॉर्म। सो लेट्स सी। अब टू लेफ्ट हैंडर्स जो हैं वो क्रीज पे हैं, और अनीक ऑब्वियसली आई थिंक ही इज़ बॉलिंग हिज लास्ट ओवर ऑफ हिज ओपनिंग स्पेल।
Absolutely, ji. Kind of like a similar situation just as of yesterday for Gladiators, where they lost their first wicket early as well, and then Imad and Shahir carried the team towards a good total, capitalized by good chase, finished by Faiz. So ये partnership जो है ये की होगी for Gladiators, और Dynamites will be eyeing to break this partnership as soon as they can. So let's see what strategy they play with, and how they handle Anik in specific right now, because he's bowled an excellent ball as a lefty, an ideal ball that a lefty would like to bowl at this point in time, nipping back in and taking off stump. Nothing much Ahmad Buhari could have done over here. And Imad seems to be ready to face his first ball. Seems to be a bit of a fielding delay, some query from the umpire. And then he takes his mark and is ready to play the first ball to Imad.
गुड बॉल बाय अनीक, यॉर्क हिम। और कोशिश कर रहे थे कि यहाँ पर आते साथ एक यॉर्कर करें इमाद को, और इमाद की विकेट हासिल करें, क्योंकि इट्स अ वेरी प्रीशियस वन। ही इज़ द हाईएस्ट रन गेटर ऑफ दिस PL so far. Now Shahir will face Anik, and again ऑफ स्टम्प्स के बाहर से बीट किया शहीर को। यहाँ पर थोड़ी सी मुश्किल हो रही है शहीर को ये बॉल खेलते हुए। आई थिंक यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा लेट कट खेलना चाहिए शहीर को इस बॉल पे, लेकिन बहुत ही अच्छी बॉलिंग करते हुए अनीक। और आई थिंक लास्ट बॉल अप करेंगे अपने सेकंड ओवर की अनीक।
And that's a huge wicket. Shahir taken down. A very, very big breakthrough for Dynamites. And Dynamites are ecstatic, and rightfully so. And now we've been joined by the main commentator of this league, Mr. Hamza Kamal Bela, to take the mic from here.
Well, thank you so much, Umar and Kisham, obviously giving us the intro into this game, and not the start the Gladiators would have wanted on this kind of a wicket, where we saw 219 being chased in the previous game. Dynamites are bowling brilliantly. I mean, some brilliant lengths there by Anik Khwaja, and they've got the big wicket of Shahir back in the hut.
Absolutely, or this will be a very big test for Imad and for Team Gladiators, and for Umair as well, who has been Umair has generally been coming with the license to hit throughout the tournament, but he's come in sooner than he usually does. It's just 3 overs and just 19 runs have been conceded as of now. So let's see if Umair persists with his strategy of hitting it and taking the bowlers on, or they decide to develop a partnership. Gladiators have the batting depth, definitely, But I think that right now with Faiz coming in after this probably, but I still think that and Rahmat as well, Rahmat there as well. But I still think that this partnership will be key for Gladiators, and ideally, if not both of them, then one of them should come out with a 50 to come out as a support if needed later on.
I personally feel that the Gladiators might have just missed a trick here because I think with pressure like this, 2 wickets down only in the third over, I think it would have been a better choice to go all out with Faiz Kamar. But I think they'll probably look to expand their batting lineup a little bit here, and I think Faiz will definitely stick to the role that he so fondly does, the role of a finisher. But the Gladiators definitely need some big runs on the board if they want to make a game out of this. I still feel they've got a decent bowling lineup. Do you think if they are well short of that 200 mark, would they still be in the game?
Uh, it's cricket, and anything can happen in cricket, Hamza. So definitely, anything and everything is possible. And there have been very low-scoring games as well. But given that it's DHA, and DHA has been quite a scoring wicket, so anything around 200 is what's ideal. But nothing short of 180, 1 to 190 would be what the Gladiators would want from now on. And even though they've lost two early and big wickets and are a bit under the pump right now, but they definitely have the batting to accelerate and still get a good total at the end of the game.
So Murli continuing from the GIC Pavilion end. We're into the fourth over. 25 for 2 Gladiators in a bit of a fix here. Gladiators will definitely need to do well against a bowler like Wasim. That was a good effort on the field, but could not prevent the boundary there. A much needed boundary for Umair Ayub, who's probably been one of the players to watch out for as far as his Gladiators batting lineup is concerned. He will definitely play his shots, and on this kind of a wicket, they would certainly want some early 50s, and batsmen back in the hut waiting to come out at the end of the innings. Woolley is a tricky customer. Plays for Catch Me If You Can and Poperts under the captaincy of Abbas Raza Khan. Very handy, more than handy with the bat as well. So a good change here. Rahil Butt being brought into the attack. He bowled beautifully in the last game, keeping it wicket to wicket, and he's a bit skiddy as well. The batsmen were finding it very difficult to put him away. So at the moment, Dynamites looking well on top, but I think very important little passage of play here. We'll have to see how Umair and Imad go about. Obviously, they can play their shots, and the wicket is quite true, but do you think they'll be targeting specific bowlers, or they just have to go after everyone from here?
Seems like the strategy would be to develop a partnership for now, but obviously they will have to target every bowler, because when it comes to the PL, then there's generally no weak link, as how the way we can put it. Rahil is quite slingy and a little difficult to play, but let's see what the strategy will be. Seems like the strategy will be that Umair might play aggressive, while Imad would like to hold the wicket and keep the score ticking for now.
I think Umair you will definitely look to use the long handle here. Couldn't put that away, but still will get 4 buys here, 4 leg buys. The ball thumping into his thigh there, and races away to the boundary. So the Gladiators haven't really got the flyer that they would have liked, but still managing to keep the scoreboard ticking here and there.
Absolutely. Gladiators playing risk-free and smart cricket, uh, given that they're under a bit of pressure after two early wickets. So, that's a good nudge for two by Umair. So smart cricket by Gladiators for now. They are a little short of where they would have wanted to be. They would have been wanted to be around 42, 43 runs right now, or ideally 50 runs. But these batsmen are fully capable of changing the course of the game.
Rahil Bhatt continuing. That was a decent delivery. Again targeting the stumps there, but Umair was quick to pounce onto his front foot and played back towards the long off area for a one. Rahil's spell here will be very crucial for his team. He took two crucial wickets in the last game as well, which started the collapse for the Invincibles. Another good delivery, staying a bit low there. Imad was neither back nor forward, but obviously his quick hands rather, helping him get out of a precarious position. Umar, you play a lot from CNC, and you've been in situations like these. And if you were to be down in the middle right now, how would you go about this? I mean, what strategy would you be looking at?
Been there more than once, I would say, Hamza. But I think that it's more about how you deal with pressure, because this is a pressure situation right now. And ideally, I would want someone, or in my scenario, I would definitely stay on the wicket and ask the others to playing with me to accelerate a little, because you can't, even though you've lost two wickets, but in such a match and with the it being the semi-final and DHA where you need big totals, you can't just sit back and wait for a partnership to form. You need to play fast, and you need to take those risks, because there's no second chance after this. So ideally, I think that Umair should be the one who should be putting his foot on the pedal right now. But let's see what they've been discussing in the wicket.
Yes, but this game has so far been very different to the first game that we saw. Seems as if they're almost playing on a different wicket, keeping things tight and the ball staying a touch low as well. I think it'll be very interesting to see where the match is at the end of the innings, but at the moment, obviously in a phase of rebuilding. Another beautiful delivery from Dogar, an in swinging Yorker. Imad just manages to keep it out somehow. Haven't given anything away to Imad. Obviously he likes to free his arms through the covers. Obviously plays those jabs and those dropping of the wrists and those nudges here and there, and the odd boundary as well. He's also started playing the big shots that we have seen of late. So Dogar definitely knows Imad very well, having played a lot of cricket against him. So very clever bowling up till now. I mean, this is probably what the legends wanted to do, but they were just leaking too many runs, I suppose.
Very, very tight lines and smart bowling by Dogar, not relying on pace, and it's not the need of the hour. The ball is swinging, it's nipping back in, and there isn't much that a batsman can do on such lines. So Gladiators have for now don't have a choice except to wash him out probably right now. But let's see how long Gladiators persist with this strategy, because 6 overs almost down and 40 runs is a little less than where they should be. So they will have to ideally target someone and accelerate from here, and that's a very good last ball as well. So 41 at the end of 6 overs with 2 wickets down.
We are seeing a bit of swing here as well. Do you think there's a bit of change in conditions now, Umar? I mean, with you being a swing bowler yourself, we did not see any sort of swing in the first game. I mean, probably the bowlers were a little quicker, I suppose. These bowlers are a little bit more line and length oriented rather than pacey. Maybe this is the sort of bowling that is effective on this wicket, but it's not looking as easy as it was in the previous game.
Absolutely, Dynamites are probably understanding, and they probably saw the last game as well, because most of them were sitting outside and watching the game, and I think they realized very soon that that's a brilliant four. So Imad playing his signature shot, as I was saying, Hamza, that the wicket is obviously the same, so, and the conditions seems to be pretty much the same as well, but I think they're giving a little bit more air to the ball, swinging it, taking the pace off a little, letting the ball swing, and this is exactly what the legends should have done as well in their effort to defend the match.
And he's gotten through Imad this time around. What a comeback delivery. Brings it back in. He's been trying to do that for some time, but Imad was surviving. But this time, what a comeback delivery. He just cleaned up Imad here. So will it be Faiz coming in or will it be Rahmat? Rahmat is obviously someone who likes to go after the bowling, but is that the requirement here at this stage? Obviously it remains to be seen. The Dynamites have a very strong batting lineup, even though they've lost Zain Shah, who was not available to them for the rest of the tournament. They have brought in Wahaj, who is a very accomplished batsman, can take the responsibility, takes a bit of time as well.
Gladiators have a emerging player in the form of Salman Akbar, who bats up the order in my team in CNC and has an average a strike rate of around 150 with an average of around 65. So I personally thought that they might stick with the strategy of sending him and making sure that he takes the strike, but obviously it's a big match and they're quite short on runs as well, so they're persisting with their firepower and probably saving Salman for damage control if needed. So Rahmat walks in, and I'm sure Dynamites are super happy with.
Yes, definitely. I mean, a lot of the responsibility will have to be taken by Rahmat, Umair and Faiz, because other than that they've got Salman Akbar, who obviously the Gladiators will have to assess how to utilize him in this pressure game. He can definitely give them some stable runs. He's a batsman who knows where his stumps are and can stay on the wicket, but remains to be seen if he can obviously take the attack to the Dynamites bowlers. Rahil Butt is definitely turning up to the occasion. He's been very tight throughout this tournament for the Dynamites. So we are 46 for 3 and into the 7th over. Gladiators pretty far off at the moment from that 200 mark, which has been so widely spoken about, all of these wickets here at the GIC ground. These wickets are usually known for being belters, and we see those big hits so often. Players just smashing it out the park. Some huge hits have been seen in the past two nights. So it was nicely played by Rahmat for a two. These two will definitely look to rebuild from here, and create a platform for somebody like Faiz Kamar to come in. On the other hand, the Dynamites will definitely want Faiz Kamar in early and not let him settle as well. Looking at the previous game, I still feel that there were some very crucial chances. That drop at the end by Mia Manan of Arfa could have been the final nail in the coffin at that stage, but Arfa was so ruthless after that drop. He just took the bowling on and finished the game for his team in style almost. Like we mentioned earlier, he's someone who takes so much of confidence in his abilities. He's somebody who's so assured about his abilities, rather about his strong areas, and just looking for the delivery, and anything close to that preferred length of his, he just dispatches it. That's what he did for his team there, leading from the front. Definitely the player of the tournament for me, Arfa. That has been chipped in the air, and Umair Ayub working hard in the middle, trying to get his team out of this pickle of a situation. Rahmat will definitely need to support him big time. Umair Ayub is definitely someone who can take the long handle once he starts seeing the ball nicely. He's been so crucial for his team in the last few games. And Dogar has gotten rid of Rahmat Shah there. That was a wild heave. Such clever change of pace. And Dynamites keep chipping away with wickets here, almost making this Gladiators batting lineup seem a little bit mediocre, if that's the right word here. It's turning out to be a totally different wicket to what it was earlier. We saw just those big hits, and the bowler struggling to defend 219 on this wicket, and we're already in the 8th over, and the Gladiators are 4 down for just 52 runs. This is turning out to be a big collapse here, and unless these two can stay there till the end of the innings. Don, tu buलाई माँ को. माँ. So 52 for 4 run in the 8th over. Dogar taking a wicket of Rahmat Shah. So good delivery to Faiz first up. So Wasim Murli has been brought into the attack, and this is actually a good change, against somebody like Faiz Kamar, who will definitely look to work him around for those ones and twos, and Murli will definitely challenge his ability to play spin bowling, which he is so good at on most occasions. Oh, nearly got rid of Faiz Kamar there. That would have been curtains for Gladiators. If they manage to get Faiz Kamar out here, we might just have a quick game on our hands, but Faiz will definitely need to play that all-important role for his team that he has been playing in the last two games. Has he swept that fine? Yes, he has. Beautifully played for 4. The Gladiators are definitely not out of it until Faiz Kamar is there out on the crease. So let's see how Murli can come back from that previous delivery. Was that a nick there? A very difficult chance for Wahaj there. There was a thick edge, and just hit his forearm there rather than going to his gloves. Those are always tricky ones, always 50-50 as far as the chances for the keeper are concerned. Very difficult for the keeper to take those. So I wouldn't want to call it a drop, but technically it is a drop. So Faiz almost surviving twice in that over. Dogar going towards one of his emerging players now. Abu Zar will be brought into the attack. Faiz will definitely look to put pressure on him early in the over. Has a good delivery. Probably going down leg there. Faiz hasn't been able to get going here tonight in this all important second semi-final. So has this wicket changed all of a sudden? Another good delivery and played fine once again. He's so strong in that area. Always gets those boundaries whenever the bowlers drift even a little bit towards his pads. He's just so strong there. Aneek Khwaja coming in to calm the youngster down and telling him where to look to pitch the deliveries. Abu Zar coming in again, and that's been played towards the covers for a 1. So I would like to welcome Moiz into the commentary box as well. Moiz, कैसी चल रही गेम अभी तक? पिछली विकेट पे तो 219 मुश्किल हुआ था डिफेंड करना, अभी तो बड़ी मुश्किल होगी विकेट.
गेम हमजा भाई बस अभी विकेट यही ज़रूरी है कि यार ये विकेट्स वगैरह ग्लैडिएटर्स रखे. हम तो भाई ग्लैडिएटर को ही सपोर्ट करने आए हैं. हमारा छोटा भाई सलमान खेल रहा है अंदर. तो ये है कि मतलब सिचुएशन ऐसी है कि ज़रा विकेटें वगैरह अपनी बचाएं. अभी काफ़ी ओवर पड़े हुए हैं. हिटिंग वगैरह ना करें, आखिरी कोई 5 ओवरों में जाके गेम खेलें. अभी कोई सिंगलों डबलों के ऊपर स्ट्राइक रोटेट करें. लेकिन वही वो बात वही है ना, टीम दूसरी के लिए भी ये नया है बिल्कुल, ऑपोजिशन बिल्कुल नहीं है क्योंकि ग्रुप बी से आई है, तो वो फिर मैच बहुत टाइट होएगा. और आई थिंक एनीथिंग अबव 150 जो है ना वो यहाँ पे मतलब डिफेंडेबल है मे बी।
तो आपको लग रहा है कि पिछले मैच से थोड़ी कंडीशंस चेंज हुई हैं? पिछले में तो आप शायद आए नहीं थे, मतलब हम तो अपने सर बचा रहे थे जितने छक्के लग रहे थे।
वो तो आप सही कह
लेकिन
रहे हैं, मैंने भी ये मतलब देखता रहा हूँ मैं इसको यूट्यूब के ऊपर और फॉलो कर रहा था। वाइकिंग्स बहुत ज़बरदस्त मैच जीती है, लेकिन आपको पता है कि सिचुएशन विकेट तो बिल्कुल वही है, कोई इतना फ़र्क नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी आपको पता है कि मैच बनाना होता है। एक दो विकेटें ऊपर निकल जाएं, बॉलर उनके पास भी अच्छे हैं, जिस तरह इधर ग्लैडिएटर्स की विकेटें गिरी हैं इस तरह उनकी भी गिर सकती हैं। तो ये सेमीफाइनल चल रहा है, कोई हर कोई अपनी पूरी पूरी जान मारेगा और प्रॉपर मुझे लगता है कि एक अच्छा मैच आपको मिलेगा।
नहीं, डेफिनेटली जिस तरह आप कह रहे हैं अभी तक तो बड़ी टाइट बॉलिंग हुई है, लेकिन जब तक फाइज कमर और उमैर अयूब मौजूद हैं विकेट पे, दोनों ऐसे बैट्समैन हैं कि मतलब बाउंड्री को क्लियर कर सकते हैं एट विल। और फाइज तो मतलब अगेंस्ट गुड बॉलिंग ऑल्सो ही इज़ वेरी टफ। और अब पावर सर्ज भी लिया है, तो देखना पड़ेगा फाइज कैसे खेलते हैं। डेफिनेटली डोमिनेट करेंगे इस ओवर में। वसीम मुरली
यहाँ पे चाहिए कोई, किसी प्लेयर की अच्छी 50 हो गई तो अगर वो रिटायर भी हो जाए तो मेरा ख्याल से उसको, व्हाट ए शॉट यार, व्हाट ए शॉट।
दैट इज़ अ बिग शॉट और आउट द पार्क। ये फेवरेट शॉट है फाइज कमर का अगेंस्ट द स्पिनर्स, और लॉन्ग ऑन और डीप मिड विकेट। यहाँ पे जो लोग बैठे हैं उनको डेफिनेटली थोड़ा सा कवर लेना पड़ेगा अब इस ओवर में।
और बिल्कुल जिस तरह फाइज भाई ने शॉट खेली है, एक अच्छे बॉलर को आइडेंटिफाई करके उसके खिलाफ हिटिंग अच्छी कर सकते हैं जिस तरह अभी की है। और यहाँ पे ड्रीम सिनेरियो ग्लैडिएटर्स के लिए ये होगा कि इनमें से एक बैट्समैन तो कम से कम अपनी 50 पूरी करे। तो आगे पीछे सलमान अकबर भी है टीम में, माज भी हैं मेरे ख्याल से, वो दोनों चले कोई शायद अच्छे ओवर्स दूसरी साइड पे विकेट को कंट्रोल कर सकें। लेकिन फाइज भाई का मतलब मेरे ख्याल से विकेट पे रहना बहुत क्रूशल है कि एंड तक वो रिटायर करें 50 करके और उसके बाद में फिर आके एंड पे ना वो मारें। ग्रेट शॉट, व्हाट ए शॉट।
एक और 6। और थैंक यू
मैं ज़रा
टू यू
दोस्तों के साथ ज़रा भाइयों को पंप करके आते हैं। ग्लैडिएटर जिंदाबाद।
थैंक यू फॉर द सपोर्ट देयर बीके, और डेफिनेटली विल लेट्स यू गो फॉर नाउ। फाइज बड़ा क्लेवरली फाइज ने सर्ज, पावर सर्ज लिया, और नाउ ही इज टारगेटिंग मुरली हियर। एक और बड़ा शॉट और एक और 6 रन्स, 3 बैक टू बैक सिक्सेस फाइज कमर के। क्या अब हमें वो 200 होता हुआ यहाँ नज़र आएगा? फाइज कमर अपने फ्लो में आते हुए, एंड वहाज कमिंग डाउन टू टेल वसीम टू just change the length a little bit, maybe try to bowl a little quicker. He still has to bowl 2 deliveries here, might just go for 5 sixes in a row. Dynamites certainly wouldn't want that here. Molly comes in again, has a good delivery that time. Faiz plays it towards the covers. I was bowled much quicker than he usually does. Faiz has raced to 29 of just 13 deliveries. Another big shot. It'll be another boundary. So 3 sixes and a 4. 22 runs for Faiz Kamar, and much needed momentum for the Gladiators. They would have ideally wanted this to happen somehow, that Faiz gets his 50 quickly, and then Umair Ayoub can also look to accelerate before Salman Akbar and Maz can come in. Then they obviously have the license to go after the bowling as well, swing for everything, and bring one of these guys back on to the crease even if they get out. It's going to be Abu Zar bowling to Umair Ayoub. A good delivery, wanted to swing that in, and good fielding on the boundary this time around. So for a change, it has not been a boundary, because we have seen 4 boundaries in the last 6 deliveries. Another good delivery, bringing it back in, but Faiz confidently plays it into the covers. He will definitely look to get to his 50 now as quick as possible, so that even if Maz and Salman can swing for everything, even if they don't succeed, they'll bring Faiz back onto the crease. Abuzar has been keeping things tight. He's only given away 10 runs so far, and he's into his second over. Getting a bit of drift back into the wickets. Bowling into a nice area, starting from outside off. So I think Faiz will definitely look to play him through the covers. Good delivery again. Will he get the gap there? Yes, he will. Faiz Kamar has certainly showed up at the semi-final, like Arfa did at the end of their innings. Two big players for their respective teams. Another big player in Zain Shah is unfortunately not there with the Dynamites for the rest of this tournament, so Wahaj has some big shoes to fill. Another good delivery from Abuzar. A much more improved bowling performance from him in this match from the previous one. Looking in good rhythm tonight, bringing the ball in consistently and not making it easy for the batsman out there. Umair Ayub is looking for a change of bat. He'll definitely need to find the bat that he was hitting those big sixes with in the previous game. I think he's probably mixed the bats up somehow. So 95 for 4 at the end of 12 overs. And the Dynamites have turned back to their premier bowler, Aneek Khwaja. They will definitely would want him to take a breakthrough for them here, and if he can actually get Faiz out, obviously he'll bring his team back into this game big time. Aneek Khwaja comes into ball to Faiz, and that's been beautifully played towards the deep point area. No chance for the fielder there. Faiz Kamar looking like in top form, turning up for the team when it matters the most here in the second semi-final. What a player to have in your team, Umar, when you are under pressure.
Absolutely. Seems like he's playing on a completely different wicket compared to what the Gladiators have batted on as of now. Excellent utilization of power surge as well, and 43 from 19 balls, and I think his 50 will be something that will boost the Gladiators a lot at this point in time. On the other hand, Umair has been relatively quiet, in fact very quiet to the way he usually plays. 15 of 15, so let's see what his strategy is right now.
Yes, definitely. I think Umair Ayub will have to support him big time, and he's getting those odd boundaries as well for his team. So the runs have started flowing from both ends now for the Gladiators. Is this the partnership that will take them beyond 200 by any means? Umar, do you think they can get closer to that 200 mark?
Anything is possible. It's with 7 overs left after this ball. 90 is something that can be easily scored, especially when the batsmen are in form. and Gladiators will look to either 200 definitely. Oh, that's an excellent ball and a very close miss, almost near the wickets, almost clipped the wickets actually. So Umair very lucky to have survived on this ball. Uh, Probably the luck the Gladiators read right now as well.
Yes, for sure. And Gladiators would definitely want these two at the end of the innings. But they have bowlers like Anik Khwaja and then now Rahil Butt approaching the crease. He's bowled brilliantly tonight. He's definitely stepped up big time for his team. So he'll be bowling to Umair Ayub. Umair Ayub will definitely need to come back to his normal six hitting self that he has been for the past two nights for the Gladiators. So influential in getting them to this semi-final. A good delivery to start off the over with. Swung it away. He's swinging it both ways. Actually, his natural swing is outswing, but he can bowl those cross seamers coming back in with the angle. Definitely being one of the bowlers to look out for the Dynamites.
Absolutely, and that has been belted for 4. So Umair finally deciding that it's high time that he starts to take the bowlers on, and that's exactly what it should be. Given that Faiz is very close to his 50, Umair probably needs to take charge while the other batsmen come in and settle. That's a very good ball, good comeback ball. Not giving anything to the batsman, and all he could do was nudge it for 1.
Definitely, Faiz very close to his half century now, and I will definitely like to go back and rethink about how to come back to the crease in the second phase of his innings, which is obviously the post 50 period as the last man stands format is concerned, and then obviously he can go back in and analyze the bowling a little bit and then come back and target the bowlers accordingly. Rahil but trying to bowl a yorker there, but a confident shot for a 1 there from Umair Ayub. Not happy with the result there. Obviously could have actually got a boundary if he had placed that a little better.
Absolutely, Rahil still bowling a very decent over despite conceding the boundary, and they have a very good bowling lineup to finish the innings as well, with an over of Anik, 1 of Rahil, and 2 Umar remaining as well. Abu Zar has come back in as well. He's quite different compared to the other bowlers. His release point is quite different and can be very challenging for the batsman to play him. That's another excellent shot, and that's brilliantly fielded. Absolutely brilliant. Something that the team would love and to see, and the bowler loves as well. With the backup coming from the fielders, boosts the confidence of the bowler as well. And that's a brilliant shot by Faiz for 4 runs, 1 short of his 50 now.
Yes, what an innings by Faiz Kamar, and exactly when his team needed it the most, he's come to deliver once again like he so normally does. He gets his 50 and he will definitely look to capitalize on this when he comes back, and he will definitely look to come back as soon as possible.
Absolutely, brilliant knock in this pressure situation. Experience stepping up again for the Gladiators, and now walks in Salman Akbar uh, ahead of the captain himself. So let's see what the strategy of the Gladiators is, sending Salman in right now. He would ideally want to score quickly for the team as well, and make sure that he gives quick runs so that Faiz has a fair chance to come and give a good hard blow at the end of the innings as well.
I think Salman Akbar should probably look to play his shots here. He's got the license to do that now, and even if he gets out in the process, I think he'll still do his team a favor. Trying to give Faiz Kamar as many balls as he possibly can, and if he comes off, he can score some very useful runs for his team here. You can obviously explain better what kind of shots he plays, and what are his strong areas, since you know him so well. That has been brilliantly bowled by Abuzar. He's been very impressive tonight. Just keeps bringing the ball back into the batsman.
Salman is the kind of batsman who likes pace on the ball. The quicker the better for him. He's very strong on the offside, and has a very signature style of likes to play the ball late and fine, and he'd want the ball outside off ideally. Just like I explained, so he's nudged that for a single. Would have played it a little finer than he usually does, but then again it's his first ball. So Umair ideally should be the one who should be trying to hit the ball now. He's faced 24 balls now, and I think that he has settled in well, and he should take the bowlers on now, and they should aim at scoring around 10 to 12 runs every over if they're or more than that, because it's just 5 overs left and they need at least 70 to 80 runs, ideally 70 to 80 runs. So 2 boundaries in over is vital here for the Gladiators, and Umair can do that definitely.
Well, obviously all eyes on Salman Akbar. He will have to play a vital hand here for his team. They are at 121 for 4, and we are into the 16th over. Tucks that away nicely towards the covers for a 1. It's only sensible of him to give the strike to Umair Ayub as much as he possibly can, because Umair can definitely clear the boundary. It will be extremely important here for the Gladiators to get at least 180 on the board here, so that they can obviously give themselves a certain score to bowl at. Obviously a 200 wicket, as we saw in the first semi-final.
Oh, that's 5 wides, and extremely unnecessary and unasked for. Should have stuck to his tight line and lengths rather than trying to experiment. Could be quite costly, and something that shouldn't be done at this point in time. So probably a bit of pressure as well. A good ball to back it up. Still drifting a little towards the leg side. I think that he's been bowling brilliantly outside off, and he should probably stick to it, but he probably has another plan in his head. We're yet to find out. That's a good ball, and brilliantly kept as well from the keeper, Wahaj.
Doger obviously showing his experience there and not giving anything away. He's not letting Umair Ayub free his arms, keeping the ball away from the hitting area. There you can see Umair Ayub prefers the ball coming into him towards his pads. Very strong through the leg side. Doger definitely has seen him play in the previous games, bringing his experience into play here. And what a bowler like Doger to have at this stage of the inning. Continues to bowl in that area, and Umair Ayub just cannot get away. So a very tight over in the process.
Absolutely. Getting into the head of the batsman over here, and Umair throwing the kitchen sink at it. Two balls bowled at the exact same length, taking the pace off and deceiving the batsman. And Gladiators seem to be a bit under the pressure right now, with the run rate around 8. So taking the projected score to around 160, which is not what they'd want. So key overs coming in now for the Gladiators and the Dynamites.
Yes, they'll be bringing Abuzar back into the attack to bowl his fourth over. A brilliant first delivery. This is a battle of the emerging players here. So emerging player to emerging player, and we will have to see who comes on top here, Umar.
Yes, definitely. That's a good shot, but will just land a single to Salman. The boundaries have dried up significantly in the last 2 overs. Something that the Gladiators do not want at this point in time, and in an ideal scenario, Umair would want to hit at least 2 boundaries out of the 3 balls that are yet to come, and get to his 50 as soon as he can. Brilliant ball, giving absolutely nothing away. Good Yorker length bowling. Nothing much Umair can do over here. So Dynamites keeping it very tight for the Gladiators right now.
Another good delivery from Abuzar, and Saad couldn't find the Salman couldn't find the connection there. Wanted to play towards probably between the mid wicket and the long on fielder. Wanted to place it there, but played it towards the long on fielder. This is brilliant bowling by Abuzar. He's sticking to the lines and lands there, and has Wahaj missed that? Yes, so it's 4 byes. Still a more than decent spell by Abuzar. Definitely what his team wanted from him here, and at the end of the 17 overs, the Gladiators have only been able to put up 134 for 4. This game is contrastingly different to the previous game, and which was a high scoring game. And is this total going to be too easy for the strong Dynamites batting lineup, Umar? Or will the Gladiators somehow find themselves back in the game? Because they definitely need Faiz Kamar out there as soon as possible.
Given that what we've seen in DHA throughout this tournament seems like it should be a walk in the park, but then again it's the semi-final and there's always pressure, and a couple of early wickets can definitely decide the outcome of this match. Salman slashing hard at the ball, but just a single, not being able to find the boundary yet. Ooh, that's a brilliant hit for a 6. That's a huge 6. And they need plenty more right now, the Gladiators.
Yes, Umair was searching for that length for quite a while now and finally getting that delivery, and he smashes it out of the park. And there's another big hit. It's a skyer. Will that be taken? Very comfortable take, but obviously Salman Akbar very cleverly takes a steal there as well. So a huge hit followed by a wicket. I think that ball is still travelling, Umar.
Absolutely. We didn't see the catch being taken because of the
The previous one
curtains and runs there.
might still be travelling.
Absolutely. But a brilliant catch under pressure. Salman doing well to steal that too. And in walks in Mahas. So two emerging players in the crease for the Gladiators. Is this something that the Dynamites would want over here, Hamza? What do you think?
Well, for sure, I think Mars is someone who can, go after the bowling as well. He can swing the bat hard, and if he can actually, hit a few boundaries here, I think they might still be in for a 170. They still got 2 overs after this, and Faiz Kamar waiting in the hut. So I think these two need to be very smart with their decision making. I think they'll a lot depends on the running between the wickets when it's the final pair batting out there, and they have to run as if they've got nothing to lose, because even if they lose a wicket, they bring back Faiz Kamar onto the wicket. And let's see how Dogar finishes his over here.
That's a skyer and wicket on the first ball. So the last pair in for the Gladiators now. Faiz walking in, and with one ball left, let's see what the strategy of the Gladiators will be. It will definitely be giving most of the strike to Faiz over here, but there's always a risk when it comes to the last wicket. So let's see how Faiz plays the innings over here.
Yeah, I think Maz might have just done his team a favor there, bringing back Faiz Kamar onto the wicket. And I think Salman Akbar will definitely be the ideal partner for Faiz Kamar, because Salman is rotating the ball well. Hasn't gotten going himself, but he's someone who's stable enough to be, staying out there with Faiz till the end of the 20th over. And Faiz would definitely want to face all of these deliveries. He's still got one ball left from Dogar, which even if he takes a single off it, I think that still brings him back on strike for the next 2 overs, for the next over at least. So I think it's high time that Faiz just carries on from where he left off, takes the momentum forward and at least gets that 170, 175 on the board for his team.
Absolutely, last ball of the over, and smartly nudged for one. So that's an absolutely brilliant spell from Umar Shahjahan Dogar. 4 overs, 24 runs, 3 wickets conceded on a wicket that has been proved itself to be an absolute batting track. So a very commendable spell by Dogar over here.
Definitely, I think that is probably one of the best performances I have seen Dogar give after that injury of his. I mean, before that he was a totally different bowler. He was someone that you could throw the ball to, even defending 6 or 7 in the last over, and you could still feel confident. But after that knee injury that he had, he had been struggling with it. He even had a relapse. So I've seen him get through those struggles and make his way back onto the cricket field. He's been working really hard. So Rahil Butt has been brought back into the attack, and a brilliant delivery to start off the over with. Faiz couldn't find the gap there, even though there was pretty good sound off the bat. But Rahil will definitely look to keep things tight here. So this is probably one of the best performances Dogar has given after that injury of his. Faiz will definitely look to get 2 here. He's played it towards the deep mid wicket boundary or the long one, and there will be an overthrow, so he will be back on strike. That is sloppy work from the Dynamites there. Should have looked to keep Salman on strike.
Yes, very different and aggressive strategy over here from the Gladiators. Faiz didn't take the single on the first ball and kept the strike to himself. So Dynamites would want to ideally have Salman batting on or facing the ball. It's a huge six. Faiz definitely proving that why he wants to keep the strike to himself, and this is something that the Gladiators will want to over here. Heaved over mid wicket.
That was a rare delivery from Rahil. That was right in the slot, and you cannot bowl those deliveries to Faiz Kamar when he's looking to smash it over long on like that. Rather deep mid wicket, or even the cow corner, some might call it. He will pepper you all day if you keep bowling in the slot to Faiz Kamar. It might just get a bit tricky here for Rahil to get out of this over. Faiz shuffling once again, getting at the outside edge, and another boundary. So for the first three deliveries, Rahil was looking very decent, but he's been put away for 10 in the last two deliveries. Still hasn't given away too many, Rahil. 31 and still a delivery to go. Let's see how he finishes his spell here, Umar.
I think Faiz will probably want to take a single over here, the way I see it, but doesn't seem like that from his stance. That's a wide ball. So pretty much working for the Gladiators over here. The last over will obviously be trusted to Anik, who has been absolutely brilliant. So, and it's very difficult to put him away. So Faiz might as well want to capitalize on this ball as well. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, the Dynamites would love to keep things under 170 here, but that is another big hit, and that is a huge hit.
Out of the ground.
And I want to thank the team behind the architecture of the GIC Pavilion once again for giving us that much needed protection here in the commentary box. Otherwise, that was headed straight towards us, Umar.
Absolutely.
And probably would have gotten an opportunity to see how you take the reverse cups.
I would have probably taken it on my head right now. It was heading right towards me as I watched it sail towards my direction, but thankfully there were covers. Otherwise, we would have probably had an injury in the commentary box over here.
Yes, we clearly understand the concept behind the design of the GIC Pavilion here, and thank you to the architects once again. Allah tuanu khush rakhe.
So, the last over of the match, Salman facing, seems like the plan would be simple to bring Faiz on strike, and that. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, Anik will definitely look to keep Salman on strike here. He'll definitely try to bowl away from the stumps, but much needed connection from Salman there, and Faiz will be happy. He would definitely would want to face the rest of the four deliveries of this over, and more than capable of putting these away. Umar, 180 on the cards.
Absolutely. With the 12 on the last ball available, definitely on. But obviously these three balls are very important, and that's another huge. Oh, that's not a six. That's been caught. That's seemed like it was going to clear the boundary easily, but it didn't. So. Is 180 now possible, Hamza? That's what I want to ask you.
I think Anik again proving how important he is for this Dynamite side. That is a huge wicket in the context of the game. Might seem like a bit of a soft dismissal actually. Faiz wanted to go after the big hit there, wasn't that difficult to take for the fielder. Couldn't find the elevation there, even though he did middle it nicely, I feel, but didn't find the elevation there. And that catch will definitely reduce a good 14 to 15 runs. And what a wicket to be taking at this time in this game. All important semi final.
Absolutely. Oh, Salman will need to score. He will have to somehow find the boundary over here.
I think Salman needs one. Well, obviously, I'm sure he's aware of the fact that he's not the quickest between the wickets. So I think the best way for him to go about this is to try and use the pace of Anik Khwaja. Try to play it fine. Not try and smash the ball out the park, because obviously he's not a player who will, hit the long handle or the long boundary. I think it's only ideal for him that he tries to find that odd boundary through working it, towards the third man area, or maybe towards the fine leg region. But let's see how he goes here.
Last ball. And he's been bowled. So 4 wickets for Anik. Brilliant spell of 21 runs. Seems like Dynamites were bowling on a completely different track to the game before this match between Legends and Vikings.
Yes, what a bowling performance by the Dynamites. We will definitely try and get hold of Anik Khwaja in the innings break. And what a wonderful performance by Dynamites. Definitely the stronger of the two teams now, because Faiz, if he had been able to get his team to that 180 mark, then obviously I still feel it would have been in the balance, because the wicket isn't the most easiest now all of a sudden, and change in conditions maybe. So we will try and analyze the wicket as well, but we will see you on the other side of the innings break, and we would want you there as well with us. So stay tuned, and let's see how the Dynamites will chase this down. We welcome you all back to the DHA Phase 6 GIC ground, to this all important second semi final of the Premier League 2023, being played between the Gladiators and the Dynamites. And some will be surprised to know, after having followed the first game, that the Gladiators have only managed to put 164 on the board, and Faiz was definitely looking very likely to get his team to that 175 180 mark. Probably would have been a very decent score, considering the situation that they were in after having lost timely wickets. But very crucial breakthrough from Anik Khwaja. What a bowler to be having in your team. 4 for 21 from his allotted 4 overs. Has brought his team back into this game big time. Let's see how the Dynamites will be going. And that was brought to you by Hikmatullah Khan Marwat. Obviously, we are missing him in this Premier League. But I think Dynamites are mature enough to be going about this total with the way required. This is a very, I would say, a very different, but might turn out to be a very clever move here, starting with Imad. Umar, what do you feel about this?
Absolutely, I think that the opposition team always studies and works on each other's plan, and with such a small total on the board, a surprise package sometimes does work, and this is ideally this is what the Gladiators would want. We're seeing Faiz behind the wicket as well, so seems like Faiz wouldn't be accompanying Imad with the new ball as well. So let's see what the strategy is, and here comes the first ball. Oh, brilliantly bowled. The ball gripping a little, and rightfully watched by Hamza Qasim. So let's see how they plan this chase.
Yes, it will be exciting to see who shares the new ball with Imad. Hamza Qasim, a careful starter against somebody bowling spin with the new ball. So definitely there's a plan behind this. Imad keeping things tight for the first 3 deliveries.
Welcome to care.
Oh. So that's been confidently played by Bilal Osmani. Bilal Osmani is definitely someone who likes to play his shots, but Hamza Qasim, the more careful of the two. He will definitely look to build on and play an all-important innings for his team here. He will look to work the ball around and not play any rash shots. Play on it on merit. A brilliant analyst. We've been having him on live streams on Insta and also in the commentary box. A very knowledgeable cricketer.
A very tight first over by Imad, just giving away 3 runs. But don't think that this will bother Dynamites much, because if Gladiators are to win this match, they'll probably have to take all 8 wickets, because the total is much below par compared to what DHA has recently seen. So let's see. So Umair accompanying Imad with the new ball.
Yes, most definitely. I think there has been a drastic change of conditions, maybe, or maybe the Gladiators just didn't apply themselves enough, or maybe the Dynamites were just bowling too well. From the previous game, I think it seems like a very different game altogether, even though it's being played on the same wicket. And Omer Ayub is sharing the ball with Imad. Somebody will definitely try and keep things tight. Good shot from Bilal Osmani, finding the gap on that occasion. first boundary for the Dynamites.
Absolutely, creating room for himself and backing himself to play that square cut. Uh, the ball isn't swinging much for Umair either over here. He'd probably want the ball to swing a little more as well, just like it was in the case of Dynamites with the new ball. Can't afford to concede many over here. Good comeback ball.
I think the Dynamites have the luxury of even taking their time because they do not have a required run rate of 11 right from the ball, from the first ball, like the Vikings had. But what a team the Vikings have proved to be in this year's Premier League, not having lost any game so far, and they were in a very difficult situation tonight. Seemed as if legends might just sneak through, but obviously not up till Dr. Arfa is on the crease, and he was the one standing in the middle. Another beautiful shot from Bilal Osmani, effortless to say the least. What a start for the Dynamites.
Yep, upping the run rate and taking it to 7. Brilliant shots played by Bilal, playing his role and helping Hamza Qasim settle in to take the charge later on. So they definitely have the plan, and ideally they'd want a quick wicket. The Gladiators right now, Imad being trusted again with a second over, obviously after a brilliant first over. So let's see if Imad can do what he has been doing for his team.
Yes, this over will be very crucial from Imad, but provided if he keeps things tight in this over, I would certainly want bowling change in the next over. Obviously, Faiz isn't planning to come on with the new ball since he's got his keeping pads and gloves on. I still feel Rahmat Khan would be a more than decent option to be tried. Somebody who can take wickets, who just hustles to the crease. A lot of flight there, and has that been smashed over the cover boundaries? Yes. What a connection, Bilal Osmani getting there. Definitely the start the Dynamites would have wanted. What a player to be to have in your side, along with somebody as stable as Hamza Qasim. Definitely the Dynamites will be the happier of the two right now.
Absolutely, and I think Hamza will be very happy to stand and watch from the other end. So taking the charge on, seems to be in a bit of hurry as well to get to his 50 or chase this score down as fast as possible. Oh, that's a big appeal, and he's got him. Going for the flight again and trusting his instinct, and seems like a straight plumb. And they've reviewed. Oh, that seems to be.
So that is the first review of the night. We did not get to see a review in the first game, and we have now. It will definitely be some work for the third umpire.
From what we can see up here, if there's no bat involved, I think the ball would have been crashing between middle and leg stump, or probably middle stump. So I think the only thing that, according to my point of view, will save the batsman is probably if there's some kind of inside edge or a connection in any form whatsoever, but doesn't seem so in this case.
Well, Bilal Osmani was quick to show his glove to the umpire there. So if the third umpire can actually make out if there was some glove involved there, he might just get a new life here. But I still think that this will be some Hard work for the third umpire trying to figure this one out, Umar.
Absolutely, Hamza. Would you want to be a third umpire in this case? Is my question.
Well, if I do not have the Ultra Edge or the Hawkeye or all of those features that they have in international cricket, I think it wouldn't be easy, but we still have more than capable third umpires to work this out for us.
Absolutely. The umpires are very experienced and have been in this situation before. Uh, they're taking their time, which they rightfully should be, because this will be a very crucial moment in this match. Seems closer than what we think it is, because a lot of time being taken. The Gladiators seem to be pretty confident and are giving that soft signal of out again and again. Uh, so let's see what the third umpires think of it.
Well, as per the new ICC rules, the soft signal has been what's the word? Scrapped, because I didn't want to use the word binned or scrapped. But they've obviously finished the soft signal rule that used to exist, where the umpire obviously gave an impression to the third umpire of what he thought the decision should be. But then obviously if you're using technology to overturn decisions, then it does not make sense to me, the soft signal. Well, let's see what the decision would be. It looked very close though. He got hit, did get hit in front, so I think the only question here is whether he did get some glove on it or not.
The Dynamites, there's a roar from the Dynamites, so we think that it's not out, and yes, it is not out. So good review by the batsman. He seemed to be very confident. Hamza, do you think that this is something that should be introduced throughout the year for LMS, given that most teams complain about decisions sometimes?
Well, ideally it should have been used for every game, but then I think it cannot get any more critical than the semi-final and the final itself. Those were probably the biggest games of the tournament. So I think they're going to start off with the semis and the final this time around. But I think going into the next Premier League, I think they will probably try to make sure that it is provided in every game, because I think they'll add another dimension and excitement, to the Premier League itself. So I think this is still a huge step forward for the Premier League.
Absolutely. So last ball coming up. Oh, that's been skied. Is this a chance? No, I think it has dropped in the safe spot. And that brings an end to a very dramatic over from Ahmad. And they're stationed at 22 for none after 3 overs.
So I think a brilliant use of technology, or the referral system as some call it, and definitely the right decision there, and eventually the right decision there. But obviously that shows how difficult a job it is for the umpires in the middle as well. We are quick to point our fingers towards any decisions that we feel have gone against the batsman and shouldn't have, but we need to praise the umpires for putting up a great show as far as the umpiring is concerned. Not an easy job, without the support of technology, at this level. So I think some brilliant work there, and this will only add more to this already huge tournament the LMS have put forward for us.
Absolutely. Looking forward to LMS digging deep in their pockets for technological upgrades as well. Probably something like Snico or something Obviously joking about it over here, but very difficult for the umpires over here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if they have cameras that can, focus on the fielders for just the final or something of that sort, I think that'll even add, more to this competition. But I think Dynamite's looking in a very good position since they haven't lost a wicket yet.
Absolutely, good tight over after the first over by Umair over here. So let's see how the first three balls have been pretty good with a single and two dot balls. So let's see what the last two balls are. Ideally, a wicket is something that the Gladiators would want over here.
Yes, definitely. What a shot from Bilal Osmani. Just continues on his merry way. तो उमर फजर इंशाल्लाह साथ पढ़ेंगे और फिर पटूरे खिला रहे हैं भाई को.
हाँ डन. मेरा हाल है सुबह ऑफिस से छुट्टी कर लेते हैं.
वो तो करनी ही पड़ेगी जो अब टाइम हो गया है. अब हम क्या पहुंचेंगे और कब सोएंगे ऑब्वियसली, बट दैट्स आवर लव फॉर द प्रीमियर लीग. And we will try to make sure that we play our role in making this even a better competition for all the viewers out there. We are still here working hard for you, trying to bring this beautiful transmission to your homes and to your palm tops and your phones or whatever you're watching us on.
Probably sleeping on it either.
I think one team that wouldn't be able to sleep on it is the Legends. They were so close, probably a whisker away from their reserving their place in the final. But that's what cricket is all about, Umar.
Absolutely. Probably would be struggling to sleep right now. Meanwhile, pretty much most of the Viking squad is sitting outside. Some of them actually are sitting and watching the match, keeping any keen eye on the contest to see who comes up on top for the final as well. So exciting times ahead for the Vikings as well.
I think on paper, if we were to assume that Dynamites is the team tonight that will reach the final, because obviously things looking quite easy in the middle right now for the Dynamites until something unique happens or the usual Faiz Kamar contribution with the ball, because at the moment none of the other bowlers seem to be posing any threat to the batting lineup or the two openers out there. But so yeah, coming back to the point, if we assume Dynamites is the team to be in the final, playing against the mighty Vikings tomorrow, I still feel as a big shot from Hamza, will it fall? There's a brilliant work from Rahmat there. What brilliant display of fielding there. Rahmat Khan, such a utility cricketer, good fast bowler, handy with the bat and brilliant in the field, like his infamous cousin Hikmatullah Khan Marwat. That is finally been played. Will the fielder be able to reach it? Yes, Maz gets there. Could have been a mix-up there, but Hamza definitely in control. So yeah, I still feel Dynamites is a sort of a team that can ask questions, because they don't have a lot of express bowlers, but they've got someone like Aneek Khwaja bowling the new ball. He's probably been very effective with that left arm angle coming in and obviously going away from the right-handers as well. And this time he's gotten through Ahmad with a much needed wicket there. Dynamites have been circumspect. They haven't actually run away with the game. They were trying to build up, but a very crucial wicket here.
big breakthrough for Gladiators, and they're very pumped, and rightfully so. Taking the wicket of Bilal, who was playing very aggressively. Uh, Obviously, he's given a lot of time for Hamza to settle in as well, and Imad proving key over here. Let's see if they'll trust Imad to close the spell over here with the ball, or probably can save him over here. Let's see what the Gladiator strategy would be, but ideally they would want to uh, take a couple of early wickets again over here, and bowling change coming up over here. Uh, Shahir will be trusted with the ball.
Well, you also have to give it down to the fielding from Rahmat Shah as well towards the end of the previous over. You know, he kept the over tight with that fielding effort of his on the boundary, and then Bilal Osmani tried to drive it expansively, in the process losing his wicket. So I think a good change here. They're trusting their experienced bowler in Shahir.
Yes, absolutely. I think that spin is working for Gladiators, so sticking with spin over here. And that's a good ball, and that has been brilliantly placed by Hamza between the gap, uh, showing how he's a batsman of class, uh, playing it on merit. Nothing harsh about this ball. Played beautifully between the gap. Good comeback ball. Nudge for a single by Hamza. Uh, it'll be crucial, this spell coming up from Shahir. Uh, might be quite defining for the match over here as well. That's a good shot. Nudge for two. So keeping the run rate going and rotating the strike. Exactly what they need to do right now. Ooh, that was closer than usual. Being signaled as a wide, but Faiz insisting that it hit the pad or something, and probably asking for a review to be taken for the umpire to reverse his decision of wides. Meanwhile, the umpire insisting that it didn't hit the pad or anything. So let's see what the rules are over here. The umpire is adamant that a review is unnecessary over here, and it was a wide ball. So a bit of controversy as well, which is usually expected in such crunch matches.
Well, you are absolutely right there, Umar, and I think I also need to give credit. Is that out? Another wicket for Shahir. Is that a crucial wicket which will start a bit of the jitters for this Dynamites team? Ani Khwaja was so good with the ball, but he's been sent back by Shahir. Obviously, the experience of Shahir there. This wicket is definitely helping the bowlers now, unlike the previous game. So yeah, I mean, I need to give credit to the LMS team for coming up with a decision review system here, and because I've just witnessed the footage that the third umpire saw, and on the basis of which they obviously gave the decision of not out, overturned the umpire's decision there. So that's That's the first ever decision review that we have had in the LMS. So I feel it's a bit of an iconic moment for the last man stands here in Pakistan, and I think it's a very unique one. I think it's probably the first one introduced, I think, in any of the LMSs around the world. And there are 3 cameras here tonight just to ensure that the decision review system helps the bowling or the batting team, whoever takes the review, and I think it's such a huge step forward. In the meanwhile, Shahir piling up the pressure on the Dynamites. They've got a big batsman in Wahaj early, and obviously he will have to take a bit of the responsibility here in helping Hamza Qasim put up a decent total before they start their march towards closing this game. But first they need to build a partnership. So Omar, what do you have to say about that? I mean, we've been here trying to cover the first ever review system. So I think it's going to be memorable. You being in the commentary box as well, you can obviously tell your grandchildren all about it later in the day.
Absolutely. I can tell my grandchildren that I injured 3 of my fingers and covered my first ever PL and review of LMS. So kudos to Team LMS for coming up with this. I think it's a brilliant landmark that they've achieved. And I think all credit goes to them on how they've been able to implement this. So Team Gladiators persisting with spin. Hamad has been bought in, and after a brilliant ball, he's been now smashed for a brilliant 6 by Hamza Qasim. So Hamza deciding that it's time to take the bowlers on, or maybe it was a part of their plan to take Hamad on, who hasn't bowled much. So let's see, because they still need to keep their run rate intact.
I think I wouldn't say it's a bad ploy to go all out with spin as far as the Gladiators are concerned, but then knowing Hamza Qasim and Wahaj, I think they are both brilliant players of spin. Wahaj is probably one of the best players of spin I've seen in the LMS. He plays with us for Catch Me If You Can and Poperts, and he's such a good player to have on turning tracks, and he just plays those shots like that, the no-look shots and the nudges and the sweeps and the reverse sweeps. He's just brilliant to have out there if there are spinners on. That was a brilliant piece of fielding, I think.
Yes, Salman trying to contribute as much as he can for the team with a very good fielding effort to stop that boundary. A very, very key spell and a key point in this innings, probably the defining moment that might as well define the outcome of this match. Oh, so trying to play those fancy shots and nudges from Wahaj, but having gone for a huge 6, nonetheless a decent first over, conceding 9 by Hamad. So 54 for 7, 54 for 2 after 7 overs, pardon me.
So they still need around 111 runs in the next 13 overs, and they will have to play Shahir very carefully because he's a tricky customer and can get those crucial breakthroughs for his teams, and especially on a track like this, which is getting difficult to bat on with every passing over, Umar.
Absolutely. Ooh, that was closer than what it looks. Smartly played by Hamza over here, coming out, seeing that it wasn't there to hit, and getting his bat out just at the right time to make sure that the ball beats Faiz. Otherwise, it was a genuine stumping chance, and Faiz probably wouldn't have missed it over here. Another fine cut, but this time for a single. So very interesting contest over here. Another single.
So Shahir continuing, and another big shot attempted by Hamza Qasim straight down the ground. Will he get 4 runs for it? So another boundary, much needed. Hamza Qasim has decided to up the ante a little bit here for his team in this crucial second semi-final. And Hamza Qasim is definitely smart enough to understand that this is a very important passage of play, and if he can take the bowlers on a little bit, I think it will force the Gladiators to change their plans here. He is definitely going for his shots now.
Putting his hand out, Shahir, to the kind of shot that I would never do, but obviously trying to get a wicket for his team. Let's hope that he hasn't hit himself badly. But I personally think that Gladiators need to change their field a little bit over here, given that both Wahaj and especially Hamza hit, given that their spinners on hit the ball fairly straight, and Rahmat is placed pretty wide. I think that with spinners on, Rahmat should be a little straighter if they are to create a chance, or at least stop the boundary over here.
Well, definitely Shahir is someone who will fight and put his body on the line as well. He's a feisty character, he's a strong character, likes to fight till the last delivery, like Faiz Qamar himself. But yeah, I mean, Umar, having said that, I would like to come back to how the LMS constantly tries to. That is a big shot and a big 6 over the covers. Hamza Qasim is definitely going into the next gear. He definitely wants to come back tomorrow and face the Vikings here at the GIC. I think it's getting extremely important for the Gladiators to get either of these two out, which will obviously help them in putting a lid to the score as well. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make that point, all important point, was the fact that LMS is always trying to look for any technologically advance in gameplay. They're always looking for means to create a better playing experience for the players, and playing the LMS yourself. I think it's obviously you can go and look at what mistakes you made. You can obviously refer to the highlights, to the video of the game. I think it's already a first in any of the amateur leagues going on around, and I just that is something that always just keeps me attracted. That is a brilliant shot from Wahaj, and the boundaries just keep coming here, Umar.
Absolutely, taking Hamad Buhari on, 2 brilliant 6 hit. Absolutely, I absolutely agree with the idea of technology and how LMS has excelled in this field, with highlights being a key feature over here as well, on how you can not only see what happened in other games, but assess your performance as well with the individual player highlights available as well. So big landmarks achieved in terms of technology by LMS, and that's another 4. So a very very expensive over by Hamad so far, conceding 3 boundaries right now. Not something that that the Gladiators would want right now. Obviously, Dynamites would be pretty happy, given that they've reached the half stage mark with 1 ball remaining to the 9th over. Uh, and I think that a wicket will be key over here for the Gladiators if they are to stand any chance. Otherwise, the Dynamites seem to be running away with it. Oh, there was a chance, and Hamad should have taken that. Ideally, he should have taken that. I think that this was a very, very important chance that was put down by Hamad.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a quick change in for strategy here. These two looking quite comfortable playing spin right now, and obviously there will be a change in plan. Rahmat Shah will be coming on to bowl, Rahmat Khan. But yeah, I mean, I will definitely would take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Asad Bukhari into the commentary box. Firstly, Asad, I would waste no opportunity in taking your opinion on the fact that the LMS technologically takes good care of us, and obviously now with the review system, I think it will definitely help you a great deal in the final.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Bela, for such a nice introduction. I think LMS is going every day, improving every day by day. And with the decision review system, I think it's going to help a lot of players, because a lot of analysis and analytical skills are going to come into play, because the players would have to respond in time whether to take the review or not, because there is only one review. But I think LMS is giving us all the opportunities that the professional teams in the international circuit get, and I think for us amateurs cricket, this is the best platform to have and to play cricket and to enjoy cricket with all the facilities that we are getting.
Yes, definitely that is coming from somebody who's well known in the LMS circuit. So coming back to the game, Asad, I mean looks like a very different wicket to your game. आपकी दफ़ा तो मतलब ऐसे लग रहा था कि जैसे मतलब हेलमेट पहन के आना पड़ेगा बाहर भी ऑडियंस को, और जिस तरह बाउंड्रीज लग रही थी और स्कोर बचाना मुश्किल हो गया था. ऑल ऑफ अ सडन कंडीशंस हैव चेंज्ड.
I don't think conditions have changed mainly, but I think there are two factors to it. एक तो हमसे पहले एक मैच चल रहा था, वो मैच हुआ, दूसरा मैच हमारा हुआ, तो that means 20, 20, 40 and then 80 overs have been bowled on this wicket. That is why I think this wicket has become too high, because it has been used a lot, and this is the third match that is being played. And secondly, in our game, I think it was just the momentum that took us, because we had to score runs to chase the game and go ahead. So we had to chase 220 runs to go in the final. I think it was just their momentum that took us, because we had no other way to go. So Arfa told us that we either win by the sword or die by the sword. It was like to be that. So I think उसकी simple वजह ये थी कि उनका ही momentum हमें भी चला गया. Because when we think कि Hashmi and Imran or Manan could score runs, but to the way Amar, Riaz and the other guy played, Kashan, I think, उसने हमें बड़ा confidence दिया है कि these guys are getting runs, जो इतने to put it really decently, they are good batsmen on their own, but they are not monstrous hitters that we see in our circuit. But उन्होंने भी उस तरह मारा जिस तरह के वो मजाक था, तो that gave us confidence in our team कि if these guys can hit, we'll be able to hit the ball for sure. और वही हुआ, आपने देखा कि फिर eventually last ball के ऊपर thriller सारों ने enjoy की.
लेकिन मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है, वो तो आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही, आई एग्री विद एवरीथिंग यू हैव सेड देयर, लेकिन मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि आरफा का जो कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल है वो एक वो कहते हैं ना कि जी वो आखिरी इस वक्त आई थिंक जो होता है ना अपने प्राइम पे पहुंचा हुआ है, जिस तरह वो एक स्वैगर के साथ ही इज कैरिंग हिमसेल्फ दीज डेज, एंड ही सो कॉन्फिडेंट इवन व्हेन वी स्पीकिंग टू हिम, ही लुक्स सो कॉन्फिडेंट ऑन द विकेट. आई थिंक शेयरली उसकी एंड ही वाज सो कॉन्फिडेंट इन हिज एबिलिटी कि वो वेट कर रहा था कि यार ये कभी ना कभी तो मेरे एरिया में आना शुरू होंगे ही वापस. तो वो जैसे ही आए हैं तो ही वेस्टेड नो टाइम देयर, और वो ही स्टार्टेड डिस्पैचिंग इट टू ऑल पार्ट्स. तो व्हाट अ परफॉर्मर, आई मीन उसने तो डेफिनेटली इज कम ऑफ एज इन दिस टूर्नामेंट.
आरफा का तो हमने नाम ही इस टूर्नामेंट में कैप्टन मार्वल रख दिया है। एक तो आरफा और आई थिंक इवेंचुअली जितने भी सारे ये वुल्फ पैक के बॉयज़ हैं, आई थिंक इन सब के अंदर ना दिस इज़ द थर्ड टीम जो हम प्रीमियर लीग के अलावा देख रहे हैं। एक हमारी जुललाल है, एक इंग्लोरियस है। दिस इज़ द थर्ड टीम जिसके अंदर हम ना वही चीज़ देख रहे हैं दैट कैन कम अप टू अस एंड लाइक कम्पीट विद अस गाइज इन द डिवीजन ए सर्किट। और इनके सब बॉयज़ के अंदर बहुत सेल्फ बिलीफ है। लाइक दीज गाइज डोंट लाइक हार नहीं मानते, दे फाइट टू द लास्ट बॉल वट एवर द सिचुएशन में बी। एंड सारे के सारे आर वेरी गुड क्रिकेटर्स, लाइक दे आर गुड ह्यूमन मीन्स तो एक अलग बात, बट दे आर वेरी वेरी गुड क्रिकेटर्स। और उसके बाद हम्बल है और इमेंस सेल्फ बिलीफ है। नॉट जस्ट देर मेन प्लेयर्स इनके, जिस तरह हमारी टीम में भी हैमी इमर्जिंग खेल रहा है, हमजा गिलानी, एंड दीज गाइज ऑल्सो हैव सो मच सेल्फ बिलीव कि वी कैन डू इट एज वेल। और फिर आरफा उसी तरह, आरफा अपने आप को जिस तरह डिमीनर आप दिखा रहे हो वो कैरी कर रहा है, उस तरह सारी टीम के अंदर इंस्टिल कर दिया है कैप्टन के अंदर कि हमारा सामे भी उसी तरह फील करता है इज़ द मोस्ट इंटेग्रल पार्ट ऑफ द टीम लाइक अदर्स लाइक द ब्रेज एज वेल। सो उसी तरह वो लेके चलता है, सारी टीम को पंप अप करता है। और आई थिंक जो वो चेंजेस कर रहा है एवरी थिंग इज़ गोइंग हिज वे। एंड आज उसने आई थिंक व्हाट अ नॉक ही प्लेड अंडर प्रेशर, वी हैड टू चेस 50 रन इन 20 बॉल्स। और आरफा प्लेड रियली वेल, लाइक सारे अच्छा खेले हैं, बट आरफा पे इमेंस प्रेशर था उस मोमेंट के ऊपर टू गो एट, बिकॉज 3 क्विक विकेट्स फेल कर गई। मैं आउट हो गया, आफर आउट हो गया, तबरेज़ आउट हो गया, एंड टू डू इट ऑल अलोन दैट वाज जस्ट इनक्रेडिबल व्हाट आरफा डिड।
नहीं, डेफिनेटली। और आई थिंक एक चीज़ जो शायद आप उतना एम्फेसाइज नहीं कर सके, ऑल ऑफ देम आर ट्रमेंडस टीम प्लेयर्स। क्योंकि मेरा इत्तेफाक हुआ था तबरेज़ के साथ खेलने का इन्विंसिबल्स में लास्ट पीएल में, और उसने मुझे इतना बूस्ट किया, मतलब मुझे ऐसे लगा कि यार मुझे इन्होंने मतलब पिक तो कर लिया लेकिन मुझे कोई गेम नहीं मिलेगी। आई वाज लाइक मतलब थोड़ा सा उस तरह डाउन, एंड अब ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं ले रहा था टीम मीटिंग्स में भी। और उस तरह बस मुझे होता था कि यार हाँ कोई इंजरी हुई या कोई ज़रूरत पड़ी तो ये मुझे बुलाएंगे, लेकिन ही वॉज लाइक सो सपोर्टिव। और देखा देखी मैं एक इंजरी की वजह से ही आया। आकिल को आई थिंक इंजरी हुई थी, आकिल भट्ट को, और मैंने आते साथ ही मैन ऑफ द मैच लिया अगेंस्ट रेडर्स, और फिर अगले भी 2 मैच खेला। तो मतलब ही वॉज अ बिग रीज़न बिहाइंड इट कि मुझे फील हुआ कि हाँ यार। और आई थिंक आज अगर थोड़ा सा लोग जानते हैं कि यार हाँ ये चलो इनकन्सिस्टेंट है दोनों भाई हमजा और तला, तो उसमें मैं बड़ा रोल ये देता हूँ। तो एक अब्बास भाई को और एक तबरेज़ को, क्योंकि तबरेज़ अभी भी कभी मिलते हैं मुझे तो वो डेफिनेटली मुझे कहते हैं कि यार यू आर अ बिग प्लेयर। तो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी फॉर यू नो हिम एंड यू गाइज एज वेल, बिकॉज आरफा बीइंग द कैरेक्टर ही इज़। तो दूसरा मुझे बताएं कि इन दोनों में से किसको देख रहे हैं कल खेलते हुए अपने साथ?
हमजा लाइक ऑन अ वेरी सीरियस नोट, आज मैच से भी पहले बिफोर द सेमीफाइनल्स इज़ वेल हमने डिसाइड किया था कि जो मर्जी टीम आ जाए वी आर गुड इनफ टू बीट एनीवन। ठीक है, लाइक हमारे अंदर ना सारों के अंदर ये ना बहुत पक्का भरा हुआ है। सो वी एक्चुअली डोंट केयर ग्लैडिएटर्स आ जाए और या ये डायनामाइट्स आ जाए। एंड बाय बीइंग रियली हम्बल, लाइक ये नहीं कि हमारा ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस है। लाइक आज मैच से पहले वी वर ऑल टॉकिंग कि देखो ये कि 4 राउंड के अंदर, नॉकआउट के अंदर तो यू नेवर नो कि क्या होता है। जिस तरह लेजेंड्स लाइक ने हमने पूरा टेस्ट किया, दे जीत जाते तो वो जीत जाते थे, वुड हैव बीन इन द फाइनल। बट अगर आप ओवरऑल देखा जाए बाय सीइंग द होल लीग जो 4 मैचेस की है, वी वर द बेस्ट टीम ऑन डिस्प्ले। हम सारी गेम्स कॉम्प्रीहेंसिवली जीते हैं, मतलब कोई जिटर्स नहीं थे, कोई नहीं थे। 180 चेज़ भी किया तो 16 ओवर्स में चेज़ कर दिया। सो आई थिंक जो मर्जी टीम आ जाए वी आर रेडी। बट आई थिंक जो मोमेंटम हमें आज मिल गया है, किसी और टीम को कल वाले फाइनल के लिए हमें कंट्रोल करना, इट वुड बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट। एंड टू बीट अस दे वुड हैव टू पे एक्सेप्शनली, और वी वुड हैव टू हैव अ रियली बैड डे। जिस तरह आज फॉर एग्जांपल हमारा फील्ड के ऊपर वी हैड अ रियली बैड डे, वी ड्रॉप कैचेस जो हमने पूरे टूर्नामेंट में नहीं किए। आई थिंक हम लोग बहुत अच्छा फील्डिंग यूनिट थे आज। आई थिंक मतलब लैप्सेस हुए हैं जिसकी वजह से आई थिंक 20 हम मैच से पहले जब हमने स्टार्ट में मैंने असेस कर लिया था कि 180 इज़ ऑन द कार्ड्स। सो बट आई थिंक हमारी फील्डिंग लैप्सेस दे वेंट टू 218 219, जो नेक्स्ट मैच में मेक श्योर करेंगे ये लैप्सेस ना और वी जो हम टारगेट सेट करें उसके ऊपर हो।
नहीं, डेफिनेटली आज जो टेस्ट था आप लोगों को, मतलब लेजेंड्स ने बहुत अच्छा टेस्ट किया लास्ट मोमेंट तक, लेकिन फिर आपने दिखाया कि मतलब इट्स नॉट जस्ट द बिग नेम्स इन योर टीम। आई मीन आरफा ऑल ऑफ अ सडन स्टेप्ड अप। वैसे तो ही वाज डूइंग इट विद द बॉल कंसिस्टेंटली, बैटिंग में छोटे कैमियोज थे, लेकिन आज तो ही वाज डिसाइसिव। आई थिंक सिंगल हैंडेडली उसने ग्रैब किया मैच को, मतलब कहते हैं ना फ्रॉम द जॉज ऑफ डिफीट। तो वो डेफिनेटली इस तरह का मोमेंटम आपको एक क्रूशल विन मिल जाए ऐसे मोमेंट पे, तो आई टोटली अंडरस्टैंड वे यू कमिंग फ्रॉम व्हेन यू से दैट कि कोई भी आ जाए कल। तो चलें असद best of luck for tomorrow. But coming to this match, I think Dynamites playing nicely. Just a matter of time now. They're already 105 for 2, and we're in the 11th over, 12th over.
Yeah, I still think with the batting lineup of Dynamites, if the Gladiators take like a couple of wickets, this game would certainly become alive. Because Hamza Qasim, I'm pretty sure is not going to bat again. I think like very few balls would be left when he comes back. But if Dogar gets out or Wahaj gets out, this things would get pretty interesting because the next batsman is Murli and Rahil Butt. And again, being they are not that decent with the bat, and I do not expect them to like finish the games. And they are not like they might be able to score runs, but if this game would certainly come alive if there is a wicket right now, because right next in the batting order is Murli and Rahil Butt. So I'm pretty sure if the wicket falls, like, this game would be pretty interesting.
One thing I would want to ask you, since you know Faiz so well, do you think holding back Faiz abhi bowling karte हुए, will that hurt the Gladiators?
यार कैप्टनसी ना बड़ा एक टफ आस्क है, and I don't think Faiz is also kind of person that hides behind something. वो fighter है, like there must have been something like कोई issue होगा ग्लैडिएटर्स की, कोई थिंक टैंक प्लानिंग होगी, हाइंडसाइट और बाहर से बैठना बहुत आसान होता है. बॉलिंग विद इमार विद द न्यू बॉल आई थिंक वाज अ ग्रेट स्ट्रैटेजी. जल्दी विकेट मिल जाती हमजा कासिम की तो थिंग्स वुड हैव बीन प्रीटी डिफरेंट फॉर ग्लैडिएटर्स. बट एज आई सेड कि अगर ये रहमत इज़ अ गुड बॉलर, ही टेक्स अ विकेट हियर, फाइज कम्स ऑन और आई थिंक थिंग्स वुड गेट प्रीटी. बट फाइज पता नहीं कीपिंग अब तक, तो आई थिंक इनको कीपर चेंज कर देना चाहिए था. विद द स्पिनर्स दे हैव ट्राइड इट आउट. अब दिस इज सच अ डू और डाई सिचुएशन. आई थिंक फाइज शुड लाइक relieve himself from the keeping duties and come up on the field and ball.
हाँ, आई मीन अगर थोड़ा सा अगर कोई इनपुट होती कि जी वहाज मेरे ख्याल से बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग है स्पिन पे, जो कि लोग थोड़ा सा अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं. ही इज़ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग ऑन स्पिन एंड डेफिनेटली उसने दिखाया भी, जो जिस तरह की शॉट्स खेली हैं. मतलब हमजा कासिम ने भी इवन बहुत अच्छी शॉट्स खेली हैं, बट वहाज तो बड़ा फ्लॉलेस खेलता है स्पिन पे. फास्ट बॉलिंग पे थोड़ा सा फंसता है, टाइम्स गलत शॉट खेल जाता है, रश कर जाता है जल्दी. बट हाँ, जैसा कि आपने कहा, आई मीन इट्स प्रीटी मच द सेम फॉर, आई मीन जिस तरह नाइट राइडर्स का मैच था, डार साहब पे भी बहुत डिस्कशन हुई, भट्टी को मतलब होल्ड बैक कर लिया. तो मतलब काफ़ी इस तरह के मोमेंट्स आए हैं प्रीमियर लीग में इस दफ़ा की. तो मतलब अगर लास्ट वाली से कंपेयर करना चाहें आप, तो मतलब हाउ वुड यू कंपेयर दिस वन फ्रॉम द लास्ट वन?
I think this is a better PL just because के last PL का I don't think the facilities or something or like subpar और कुछ तरह की चीज़ थी LMS के थे. I think it's just the weather जो last time हुआ था. आप भी थे, I think अगस्त के अंदर डे मैचेस इतने ह्यूमिडिटी के अंदर वो just too tough for us, like for us amateurs cricket, because हमारी फिटनेस लेवल्स like पूरे चेक हो गए थे. because डे के अंदर like 40 डिग्री के अंदर खेलना was pretty difficult. और आई थिंक दिस वाज सच अ शॉर्ट प्रीमियर लीग, और आई थिंक कॉम्पैक्ट थी, शॉर्ट थी, काफ़ी एक्साइटिंग एंटरटेनिंग हुई है. जो ठीक है, वरना यूजली PLs आर लाइक एवरी टीम प्लेज ईच अदर ट्वाइस, इस तरह करके कुछ होता है. तो वो आई थिंक बहुत टाइम मिल जाता है और उसके अंदर मतलब होता है. बट आई थिंक दिस इज हैज़ बीन आप कह ले पॉकेट डायनामाइट टाइप सी लीग, और मतलब मज़ा आया, लाइक इंटरेस्टिंग. आई थिंक फैसिलिटीज़ हैव बीन ग्रेट, वो हमेशा ही होती हैं. और उसके अलावा आई थिंक गुड फ्रॉम LMS, दे आर इम्प्रूविंग एज आई सेड बिफोर.
Not to forget the technological advancements as well, review system. I think game changing in my opinion. किसी भी amateur league में मैंने नहीं देखा अभी तक.
आज आपके सामने DRS फर्स्ट टाइम यूज़ हुआ है इन द सेकंड फर्स्ट मैच में, तो कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ी, इसे बैट से छिके ही जा रहे थे. बट ये है कि अभी आप भी यूज़ हुआ और आपके सामने है कि वो रिव्यू ओवरटर्न हो गया डिसीजन, मतलब वो क्लियर कट ग्लव पे लगी थी, और वो देखिए कितना बेनिफिट हो गया. डैट गाय स्कोर्ड आई थिंक 30 रन उसके बाद. बट ये कि आई स्टिल थिंक देयर इज़ मोर टू दिस गेम, इतना ईजी नहीं कभी ख़त्म नहीं हुआ.
तो असद बुखारी इज़ डेफिनेटली ऑफ द व्यू कि देर इज़ मोर टू स्टिल मोर टू दिस गेम, और इवन जस्ट यू नो विकेट एंड दे माइट बी इन टू दिस बैटिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ डायनामाइट्स, जो कि अभी तक बहुत कंफर्टेबल लगे हैं. दे स्टिल हैव अराउंड 52 रन्स टू मेक. तो मतलब कम नहीं है रन्स अभी भी हैं. बट बड़ा शॉट डोगर की तरफ से और 4 रन्स मिलेंगे. बड़ा ही ऑर्डिनरी दिन आज शाहिर के लिए. असद
शहीर भाई आई थिंक इज अ ग्रेट पिक लाइक जो लाइक इनका क्वार्टर फाइनल ही था विद द केआर आई थिंक शहीर बोल्ड रियली वेल बैटेड रियली वेल आई थिंक डे आ जाता है आई थिंक विद द एज आल्सो कम्स बैड रिफ्लेक्सेस एज वेल सो आई थिंक वो सारा कुछ बैक टू बैक गेम्स इतनी हो रही हैं आई थिंक शहीर भाई फैक्टर हैं बट शहीर भाई ऑन हिज डे इज़ लाइक एन इनक्रेडिबल प्लेयर और ऑल्सो जो आप वहाज की बीच में बात कर रहे थे वो मैं उस वक्त बताना भूल गया आई थिंक डोगर हैज हिट फॉर
Beautiful catch from Shahir this time around. What a catch! और there's the wicket Asad.
वही मैं कह रहा था इस साइड के विकेट गिरेगी मैच इंटरेस्टिंग और अब राहिल देखते हैं मुरली आता है राहिल आता है ठीक है इट्स पुट प्रेशर ऑन डायनामाइट्स नाउ वहाज क्योंकि अभी विकेट गिरे गोना टेक दिस टाइम सारे लोग ना बहुत लाइटली ले रहे थे जैन शाह चला गया पीपल नॉट टेकिंग डायनामाइट्स रियली सीरियसली हमारे कुछ ग्रुप्स हैं मैंने उसके अंदर मैसेज किया था कि मैंने कहा यार तुम लोग यू डो नॉट अंडरस्टैंड जैन शाह की जो रिप्लेसमेंट आ रही है वो बहुत केपेबल रिप्लेसमेंट आ रही है वो ऐसा नहीं आ रहा कि कोई बिलो पार सब पार या अ बैट्समैन दैट इज़ वेरी न्यू टू द सर्किट वो वहाज आ रहा है वहाज इज़ अ बिग पार्ट ऑफ द सर्किट एंड आई थिंक उसको इंजरीज ना हुई थी तो वो आई थिंक वो टॉप बैट्समैन में से होता है उसके तो बेचारे की नी इंजरीज दैट हैड टू लीव बट आई थिंक वहाज रिप्लेसिंग जैन इज़ लाइक एंड टू हैव बोथ ऑफ देम इन द सेम टीम वॉज इनक्रेडिबल थिंग मैं तो डोगर को बल्कि कहता रहा था कि प्लीज़ ड्रॉप मुरली एंड प्ले वहाज एज अ लेग स्पिनर लाइक इफ यू डोंट वांट टू लाइक या जैन शाह को लेग स्पिनर खिला लो बिकॉज आई टू हैव हमजा कासिम वहाज जैन शाह इन द सेम बैटिंग विद उमर शाह जहाँ डोगर इज़ अ बिग थिंग आई थिंक अ बेस्ट मिडल ऑर्डर होता है वहाज को मैं बहुत हाईली रैंक करता हूँ आप तो उनको सिर्फ स्पिनर्स पे कहते हैं बट आई थिंक वो नो लुक शॉट खेल देता फास्ट बॉलर्स को पीछे और बट ये कि एज ए सेड कि देयर वाज मोर टू द गेम आई थिंक अब ये आपके सामने आई थिंक राहिल आ गया सो इफ ही गेट्स आउट देन इट्स मुरली एंड गेम इज़ ऑन
Definitely, you're one hell of an analyst, and I rate you highly in that regard.
डॉक्टर नूर और अरफा के साथ रिसेंटली काफ़ी टाइम स्पेंड कर रहा हूँ सो उनसे सीख रहा हूँ
डॉक्टर नूर को ना थोड़ा सा सॉफ्टवेयर अपना अपडेट करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा सा ना वो आउटडेटेड होते जा रहे हैं बट स्टिल वेरी कीन ऑब्जर्वर ऑफ द गेम और एक बड़ा शॉट आते साथ ही खेल दिया है राहिल ने और एक और विकेट तो असद बुखारी की ब्रिलियंस नॉट जस्ट ऑन द फील्ड बट ऑफ द फील्ड एज वेल असद आप बताएं क्या होगा यहाँ से आगे
यार एक तो कमिंग बैक सिंपल सी बात ये कि व्हेन आई सेड दिस मोर टू द गेम बिकॉज मैंने ना बहुत मैचेस खेलनी और बहुत क्लोज इनकाउंटर्स हारे हैं फ्रॉम लाइक समझ भी नहीं आता कि हम कहाँ से मैच आ रहे हैं पहली पीएल फाइनल इज़ अ ग्रेट एग्जांपल फॉर एवरीवन जो हम लोग फाइनल आ रहे हुए हैं उसके बाद आज भी हम देखें जिस तरह मैच जीते हम कहीं से भी नहीं लग रहा था बरफा प्लेड अ ब्लाइंडर एंड वी वन द गेम सो विद क्रिकेट यू नेवर नो टिल द लास्ट बॉल इज़ ओवर अब आई एम प्रीटी श्योर फाइज शुड नाउ रिलीव हिमसेल्फ ऑफ द कीपिंग ड्यूटीज एंड शुड कम अप इफ ही डजंट बॉल नाउ आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू बी लाइक एन एरर ऑन हिज जजमेंट और उसके बाद आई थिंक ही माइट रिग्रेट इट बिकॉज Wahaj with spinners on, I think they might get a wicket, but I'm pretty sure Wahaj is able to score the next 20-25 runs. Game is then done and dusted with Hamza Qasim on the bench as well.
डेफिनेटली आई थिंक मुरली विल लुक टू रोटेट यहाँ पे और मुरली डिफेंसिवली अच्छी बारी ले लेता है बट ओबियसली बड़ा एक इम्पॉर्टेंट मैच है सेमीफाइनल है एंड देन ओबियसली देव गॉट फाइज विद 4 overs इन द पॉकेट तो डेफिनेटली आई मीन बिल्कुल आप सही कह रहे हैं और यहाँ पे मुश्किल हो सकती है क्योंकि अगर हमजा कासिम और वहाज अगर आ जाते हैं क्रीज पे इसके बाद तो डेफिनेटली आई मीन टाइट हो जाएगा काम बट लेट्स सी हाउ दीज टू प्ले फ्रॉम हेयर एक अच्छा प्रेशर क्रिएट करते हुए ग्लैडिएटर्स की टीम बहुत ही एक्सपीरियंस साइड है बट देखना पड़ेगा कि अब यहाँ से क्या बॉलिंग चेंजेस करते हैं
यहाँ से आई थिंक मैं अगर फाइज की जगह होता एंड जिस तरह के हम लोग हैं हम जुल्लाल के लिए भी खेलते हैं वी वुड हैव गॉन फॉर द किल दैट इज़ अ वी विन लॉट ऑफ गेम्स लाइक वी डू नॉट वांट टू गेम टू गेट लॉन्ग अगर इफ यू हैव टेकन अ टीम बाय द नेक देन यू शुड गो एंड किल देम सो आई थिंक फाइज को यार कीपिंग ड्यूटी छोड़नी चाहिए अपने साथ रहमत को लगाना चाहिए एंड ट्राई टू गेट अनदर विकेट हेयर बिकॉज इफ दिस गाइज गेट अनदर विकेट हेयर तो बहुत प्रेशर आ जाना लोअर ऑर्डर के ऊपर और आज यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर मैं उसकी तारीफ़ कर रहा था बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड ही इज़ प्लेइंग आफ्टर सम टाइम और आते साथ इतना आसान नहीं होता विद सच अ प्रेशर सिचुएशन बट अगेन फाइज ने अनदर गैम्बल लिया शहीर को ले आया आई थिंक शहीर भाई आ गए हैं मतलब शहीर भाई लेग स्पिन करते हैं जो इतनी टर्न नहीं करती थोड़ी बॉल लो रह जाती है सो अगर तो वो थोड़ा सा भी डेडली हो गया तो LBW एंड बोल्ड इज़ ऑन विद द स्वीप देख सकते हैं कि लेग बिफोर विकेट हो सकती है आज की
बिल्कुल आई मीन रिक्वायर्ड 100 की बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है तो बॉल्स को और रन्स का फ़र्क कोई इतना नहीं है तो or is that out?
I think DRS review होने लगा.
Will the Gladiators take the review here as Parasat
I
Bukhari?
think they will take it
And
because
they are going for a review. बहुत थोड़ा मुझे लग रहा है थोड़ा सा हाई टच हाई.
Pretty sure it was very straight bat, तो बिल्कुल भी कहीं से नहीं लगा. और मैं इस बॉल से पहले कहता शहीर की बॉल लो भी रहती है, तो मतलब आई थिंक काफ़ी 50-50 डिसीजन होगा राइट नाउ. मतलब जो भी थर्ड अंपायर आई थिंक इज गोना बी लाइक फेसिंग अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन. हाइट का मुझे भी लग रहा है आई थिंक ये ओवरटर्न होना बहुत मुश्किल होगा.
हाइट इज़ द ओनली थिंग जो कि मुझे लगता है सेव करे वहाज को, लेकिन मेरे ख्याल खाया तो सामने है.
सामने भी खाया, और ऑल्सो आपने ये भी देखना है वहाज बैकफुट पे जाके खेल रहा था, तो वो पिछली टांग पे भी अगर तो पिछली टांग पे बिल्कुल लग गया तो फिर तो डिफरेंस बिटवीन द बैट एंड द विकेट्स पैड एंड विकेट्स बहुत कम है. तो वो देखना पड़ेगा हमें कि वो क्या सिचुएशन है, अब रिव्यू के अंदर क्या होता है. लेट्स सी.
अच्छा, अगर फिनिशर की बात की जाए तो आपको क्या लगता है वहाज वुड बी द बेटर फिनिशर और हमजा कासिम वुड बी द बेटर फिनिशर?
यार दोनों बहुत अच्छे हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वहाज को ये सर्वाइव करना पड़ेगा आगे आने के लिए, बट आई थिंक हमजा कासिम इज़ अ डिसेंट इनफ फिनिशर, और आई थिंक ही इज़ प्रीटी एंग्री ऑन फाइज एज वेल बिकॉज फाइज कॉल्ड हिम एन अंडर अचीवर ऑन द फेसबुक लाइव, और हमजा कासिम ने वो बड़ा पर्सनली लिया हुआ है बिकॉज ही सेड कि एट वन मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम आई वाज पाकिस्तान नंबर 1 बैट्समैन. इज जस्ट के लोग कुछ नीचे से आगे कैम्यूज़ खेल जाते हैं जिनको लोग याद रखते हैं और मुझे भूल जाते हैं. जो उसकी बात सही भी है. ही इज़ लाइक इफ़ यू सी हिज रिकॉर्ड, ही प्लेज एट अ 170 स्ट्राइक रेट विद एन एवरेज ऑफ 50, और उसको फिर लोग रेट नहीं करते और अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं. तो वो अंडर अचीवर नहीं है, जस्ट पीपल डू नॉट रेट हिम एंड इज़ वेरी अंडर रेटेड. जो मुझे नहीं समझ थी वाई ही सो अंडर रेटेड बिकॉज ही कैन बोल लेग स्पिन, इज़ अ वेरी डिसेंट विकेट कीपर एंड ही बैट्स फिनॉमिनली कंसिस्टेंटली लाइक मुबशर भट्टी. और अगर एक बंदा 10 मैचों में से 8-50 दे रहा है तो यू हैव टू रेट हिम रियली हाईली. मजाक थोड़ी इतना आसानी से 50 होता नहीं है.
नहीं, फॉर श्योर. और देखना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे कि क्या डिसीजन होता है. ओबियसली अ बिट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क फॉर द थर्ड एम्पायर. सेकंड टाइम इन दिस मैच हमें देखने को मिल रहा है रिव्यू. ऑब्वियसली बड़ी आइकॉनिक मोमेंट्स हैं ये फॉर द LMS प्लेइंग फ्रेटर्निटी. आई मीन एन एमेचर लीग लाइक LMS, और आपको रिव्यू सिस्टम मिल रहा है इन एन इम्पॉर्टेंट गेम लाइक दिस. फॉर द फ्यूचर ऑफ द गेम क्या लग रहा है, कैसा रहेगा ये? मुझे तो बड़ी एक ह्यूज स्टेप फॉरवर्ड लग रही है चीज़.
गेम के अलावा भी वो तो हमारे लिए फॉर एमेचर क्रिकेट इज जस्ट ड्रीम कम ट्रू, बट इस मैच सिचुएशन के हिसाब से आप देख लें. फॉर एग्जांपल अभी नॉट आउट हो गया था एंड इफ द डिसीजन गेट्स ओवरटर्न, हाउ दिस मैच चेंजेस इन couple of overs. 2 wickets Umar gira, Rahil gira, now like Wahaj goes, I think Gladiators are favourite to win it from here because I'm pretty sure with Murli in they'll not be able to get like lot of boundaries in, so they had to bowl really poorly from to get if Murli score runs, and I am pretty sure they now their emerging is going to come Abuzar and he's going to be under immense pressure. So let's see. I think ये DRS ने हम amateur cricketers का आपके सामने गेम चेंज अगर ये आउट हो गया तो आई थिंक ये तो मैच Gladiators are like going to be pretty favorites to win it from here. If Hamza Qasim doesn't come back, अगर Hamza Qasim 18th के बाद आता है and it's 30 to get, I think then it's still pretty difficult for Hamza Qasim to do the runs.
नहीं, ब्रिलियंट एनालिसिस, और मुझे तो बड़ा इम्प्रेस कर रहे हैं आप विद एवरी पासिंग ओवर, और बड़ी एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस और प्रेडिक्शंस दे रहे हैं यहाँ पे. मुझे लग रहा था कि देयर माइट बी अ बिट ऑफ अ ट्विस्ट इन द गेम, क्योंकि लेकिन इतना वो मतलब सेफ एंड साउंड खेल रहे थे दोनों, लेकिन आपने आके कहा कि जी मतलब ये 1-2 विकेटों की बात है और मतलब दे यू गो. आई मीन यू सीइंग इट राइट देयर.
उसका सिंपल वजह ये थी कि जो डायनामाइट्स का बैटिंग ऑर्डर हम देखते हैं ना, उसमें एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है. इवेंचुअली कहीं ना कहीं प्लेयर जितने मर्जी अच्छे हों, जो नए प्लेयर आते हैं इवन लाइक राजा स्नैन, एक्सपीरियंस कम्स ह्यूज. आई थिंक राजे ने भी पूरी लीग के अंदर अपनी विकेट थ्रो की हैं. नोबडी कुड गेट हिम आउट. ही थ्रू हिज विकेट्स हिमसेल्फ. उससे मुझे भी मैंने भी उसको एक दफ़ा आउट किया, बट मुझे पता था मिड विकेट मारेगा और मैं गेम में इन हो जाऊँ. सो राहिल हो जाए या बाकी हो जाए, इनका एक्सपीरियंस मतलब इतना मतलब नहीं है टू लाइक केटर टू सम सिचुएशंस. कई दफ़ा आपका एक्सपीरियंस जिस तरह शहीर, इमाद एंड फाइज ही खड़े हैं, इनके बिटवीन ही कुछ 700 मैचेस होंगे जस्ट LMS के. सो आई थिंक नॉट आउट.
So the third umpire going with the umpire there might have been bit of a मुझे तो लगा थोड़ा सा हाइट ज़्यादा था, और शायद क्लिपिंग हो लेग तो ऑब्वियसली बेनिफिट ऑफ द डाउट प्रॉब्ली गोइंग टू द बैट्समैन.
हाँ, बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट देना चाहिए. यहाँ से भी हमें जब हमने फर्स्ट टाइम भी देखा था फ्रॉम अ नेकेड आई, इट लुक प्रीटी लाइक हमें आप भी लग रहा था. सिंपल एक ही था कि बैकफुट पे गया तो उधर से कोई चांस हो सकता था, बट शहीर की बॉल लो रहती है और ये फिर देखें चांस और 6 ह्यूज 6 बाय वहाज.
और लूज बॉल किया यहाँ शाहिर ने. आई डोंट नो व्हाई ही वाज ट्राइंग टू यॉर्क वहाज देयर. थोड़ा सा छोड़ के बॉल करना चाहिए था उनको, फोर्स करते कि वो सामने उनको मारे, क्योंकि स्क्वायर ऑफ द विकेट तो वहाज बहुत ही अच्छा खेलते हैं.
ये शॉट भी सिर्फ वहाज ही खेल सकता था, लाइक अगर ये मिस होती तो आउट था. और पिछली DRS के बाद टू हिट अ 6, यही आपको वहाज की ना सिर्फ एबिलिटी बताती है और स्किल बताती है. आई थिंक शहीर भाई अगर लंबा गेंद करेंगे तो बेनिफिट होगा. आई थिंक इट्स अनदर गुड शॉट बाय वहाज, सिंगल टू द हैंड्स. बट ये कि अगर शहीर भाई के पास एक ही अपॉर्चुनिटी कि बॉल लंबा खिलाएं और उसके बाद सीधा कोई चांस मिले, क्योंकि शहीर भाई इज़ ऑल्सो नॉट अ बिग टर्नर ऑफ द बॉल. इनकी बॉल पे एक ही चांस है कि थोड़ा लंबा होगा, बॉल खड़ी हो जाए या लो रह के LB और बोल्ड डिसमिसल आ जाए. बट आई स्टिल थिंक एक और विकेट तो फिर तो ग्लैडिएटर्स बहुत ऑन होने वाले हैं.
हाँ, शाहिर इज़ मोर देन केपेबल ऑफ फोर्सिंग द बैट्समैन टू प्ले अगेंस्ट द स्पिन. और यहाँ पे अगर वहाज को कोशिश करते कि वो लॉन्ग ऑफ पे उनको मारें या सामने निकल के मारने की कोशिश करें, तो वहाज यूजुअली समटाइम्स मिसेस आउट ऑन गेटिंग द कनेक्शन देयर उस शॉट पर. लेकिन अगर आप उसको पैड्स पे करेंगे या उससे कट खिलवाएंगे तो फिर तो डेफिनेटली ही विल डिस्पैच यू और ही विल बी रूथलेस देयर.
बट आई डोंट थिंक फाइज इतना वेट क्या कर रहा है. फाइज को अब आई थिंक अपने कीपिंग पैड्स और ग्लव्स उतार देने चाहिए. हमाद बुखारी को देने चाहिए जो यूजुअली ग्लैडिएटर्स के लिए कीप कर रहे हैं, और अपने और रहमत के स्पेल ऑन कर देना चाहिए. मुरली ने एक्सेलेंट स्वीप फॉर 4 रन्स. सो आई थिंक अगर ये इसी तरह चलता रहा तो आई थिंक हमज़ा भी थोड़ा सा गया है अंदर. बट ये कि जिस तरह मैं भी कह रहा था कि फाइज को आ जाना चाहिए. आई थिंक ही इज़ चेंजिंग राइट नाउ. सो लेट्स सी इफ फाइज इज़ कमिंग टू बोल राइट नाउ और नॉट. बिकॉज फाइज बहुत बड़ा फाइटर है, चैलेंजर है. सो फाइज कम्स ऑन बॉल, थिंग्स को गेट प्रीटी इंटरेस्टिंग. $37 रिक्वायर्ड है 30 से. सो आई थिंक इतना आसान नहीं है इतना. आई थिंक पावर सर्ज ले लिया है डायनामाइट्स ने. सो आई थिंक इफ दीज गाइस स्कोर्स 15 इन दिस ओवर तो गेम डेड हो जाएगी. सर्च ले लिया उन्होंने वैसे. सर्च ले लिया इसमें अगर 15 आगे गेम डेड हो जाएगा.
So the Dynamites have taken the surge here, and just to add to the review that was taken,
सीन चेंज हो गया. फाइज कीपर हट गया, मतलब सर्च ले रहे.
Acha, Faiz has taken off the pads and so Hamad Bukhari is back as the wicketkeeper for the Gladiators, which Asad Bukhari was pointing out a few overs ago. दूसरा obviously footage मैंने देखी है असद जो रिव्यू लिया है उन्होंने, और डेफिनेटली जैसा हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे एग्जैक्टली जो है नी रोल से ऊपर लगा थोड़ा सा बॉल और क्लिपिंग था, तो ऑब्वियसली वहाँ पे कंक्लूसिव एविडेंस नहीं था फॉर द थर्ड एम्पायर टू ओवरटर्न द डिसीजन. तो दे हैड टू गो विद द एम्पायर्स डिसीजन देयर. व्हाट डू यू मेक ऑफ दैट?
आई थिंक सही डिसीजन था एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. आई थिंक लियाकत भाई इज़ अ सीजन कैंपेनर और सीजन एम्पायर हैं, और वो आई थिंक टू ओवरटर्न इज डिसीजन वुड हैव बीन अ टफ आस्क फ्रॉम द गेट गो, बिकॉज वो काफ़ी सोच समझ के उन्होंने डिसीजन दिया था. और यहाँ से भी फ्रॉम द नेकेड है, जिस तरह हम दोनों पहले भी कह रहे थे, इट लुक लाइक इट्स गोइंग अबव. और मैक्सिमम हम भी कह रहे थे शायद क्लिपिंग कर, और क्लिपिंग में भी अगर वो फिर आपको पता है एम्पायर्स कॉल हो जाता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक इट हैज़ टू बी हिटिंग फॉर द डिसीजन टू बी ओवरटर्न. बट ये कि अब इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह कि फाइज आ गया. 15th ओवर इज़ गोइंग टू बॉल, ये सर्च नहीं लिया. दैट मीन्स ऑटोमेटिकली नेक्स्ट ओवर इज़ गोइंग टू बी सर्च बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग होता है फ्रॉम द बॉलिंग साइड, बिकॉज इट कुड मेक मैचेस एज वेल. लोगों को लगता है सर्च के अंदर रन आनी है, बट इट्स नॉट एज ईजी सर्च के अंदर, बिकॉज LMS के अंदर आपने सिर्फ ये देखा होगा कि हर बॉल पे सिंगल वैसे हो रहे थे, सर्च के अंदर सिंगल खत्म हो जाते हैं. और वो सर्च का प्रेशर ही ना, जब सारे प्लेयर को तो उनको लगता है कि वो हिट ऊपर से मारेंगे, उसमें विकेट मिल जाती है. सो विद द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ फाइज आई थिंक थोड़ा सा डिसीजन इनका नंबर में गलती हो गई है. दिस ओवर शुड हैव बीन बोल्ड बाय रहमत एंड द नेक्स्ट ओवर शुड हैव बीन बोल्ड बाय फाइज, ताकि फाइज सर्च का ओवर करता और विद द कटर्स एंड हिज एक्सपीरियंस आई एम श्योर उसको इतनी इजीली हिट नहीं लगनी थी और शायद आउट भी कर देता.
नहीं फॉर श्योर मेरे ख्याल से अगर आप सर्ज में विकेट लेते हैं तो इट इज़, और द कीपर डिड मैनेज टू गेट अ हैंड देयर, लेकिन स्टिल गुड इनफ कनेक्शन बाय वहाज और 4 रन्स मिलेंगे. क्रूशल बाउंड्री अर्ली इन द ओवर. विल दैट पुट प्रेशर ऑन फाइज असद?
नहीं, फाइज को एक बाउंड्री से तो प्रेशर नहीं आने वाला, बट ये है कि रन बॉल पे सिचुएशन आ गई है. इफ वहाज स्टेज इन, आई थिंक वहाज का 37 हो गया, सो यू हैव टू कीप दिस इन माइंड एज वेल कि अगला बैट्समैन इनका कोई और है. सो अगर मुरली और द नेक्स्ट बैट्समैन अनदर ग्रेट शॉट बाय वहाज और 4 रन्स. और आई थिंक वहाज देख ले, मैंने जिस तरह पहले कहा था, प्लीज़ इसको लाइटली नहीं लेना, ये नो लुक शॉट खेल देता है और आपके सामने 2 रैम्स कर चुका है फाइज कमर को, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एक्सपीरियंस बॉलर्स, और उसका फहाज का 41 हो गया. सो देख लें, मोर देन केपेबल रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ जैनशा. सो लोग जैनशा कर रहे थे, शायद स्ट्राइक रेट में थोड़ा 19-20 का फ़र्क हो, बट ये कि स्किल लेवल पे कोई फ़र्क नहीं है.
नहीं फॉर श्योर. और मेरे ख्याल से जब ये इंजरी से वापस आए थे तो हमारा स्मार्ट सिटी के साथ मैच था और नईम खान मेरे ख्याल पहली दफ़ा उस मैच में खेल रहे थे, तो इन्होंने उसको भी रैम शॉट मार दिया था इतनी पेस के बावजूद, नो लुक वाला जो है. और मैं नॉन स्ट्राइकर एंड पे खड़ा था और मुझे मतलब 2 सेकंड तो यकीन ही नहीं आया कि इसने किया क्या है. तो मैं तो बॉल को कहीं नीचे ढूंढ रहा था, लेकिन बॉल वाज ऑलरेडी पास द बाउंड्री. तो वहाँ से मुझे फील हुआ कि भाई लड़का प्रैक्टिस करके आया है और लुकिंग इन गुड टच एवर सिंस. लेकिन डेफिनेटली मुरली की सपोर्ट बहुत ज़रूरी होगी यहाँ पे.
हाँ, मुरली आई डोंट थिंक विकेट थ्रो करने वाला है, वो काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस है, काफ़ी क्रिकेट खेला हुआ. बट ये कि मुरली पे तभी प्रेशर है ना जब वहाज भाई आउट होंगे. इफ वहाज स्टेज इन तो आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू बी वॉक इन पार्क फॉर डायनामाइट्स. बट आई स्टिल थिंक कि अगर एक विकेट गिरी तो मैच फिर इज गोना टेक अ ट्विस्ट. सो देखते हैं क्या होता है, नेक्स्ट ओवर पे डिपेंड करता है. प्रीटी श्योर रहमत शुड बोल द नेक्स्ट ओवर.
डेफिनेटली आई थिंक एन ओवर टू लेट. फाइज हैज़ ब्रॉट हिमसेल्फ एन ओवर टू लेट. आई फील जिस तरह कि असद कह रहे थे कि थोड़ा सा अर्ली अगर आते तो शायद ब्रेक थ्रू दिला पाते. कोशिश करते कि मुरली को स्ट्राइक पे रखें, ज़्यादा बॉलिंग करें, क्योंकि वहाज तो बड़े डिसमिसिव लग रहे हैं यहाँ पे. और बट हाईलाइट ऑफ दिस मैच इज़ मतलब द टू रिव्यू सिस्टम्स. आपने देखा कि मतलब बिग गेम चेंजर इन माय ओपिनियन. फाइनल के लिए अगर हम बिल्डअप करें उसका तो डेफिनेटली मतलब बहुत मज़ा आने वाला है उस चीज़ को रखते हुए सामने. एक हाई प्रेशर मैच होगा, डेफिनेटली बहुत हेल्प करेगा आई थिंक. और आई बॉल्स भी ज़्यादा होंगे, ऑब्वियसली लोग देखेंगे फाइनल को इंटरेस्ट के साथ. बहुत सारे न्यूट्रल जो व्यूअर्स हैं उनके लिए एक बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त मैच होने वाला है. वाइकिंग्स ऑब्वियसली द टीम टू बीट. आज के मैच के बाद तो डेफिनेटली मतलब अभी से ही एक टैग के साथ जा रहे हैं अनडिफीटेड का. तो असद वैसे मतलब मैच के बाद थोड़ी सी आप लोगों की बात हुई होगी आपस में, क्या मोराल है इस वक्त टीम का?
स्काई हाई यार. आई थिंक मोराल ऑफ द टीम हैज़ बीन थ्रू आउट रियली गुड और कोई लड़का भी डाउन एंड आउट नहीं था. इवन आर इमर्जिंग प्लेयर्स जो सामे वलीद एंड हेमी हमजा, वो भी आई थिंक हैव बीन रियली सपोर्टेड, हैव बीन रियली लाइक बी एंड बहुत पम्प्ड अप है. सो आज के मैच के बाद तो बोले आप समझें द मोराल इज़ नाउ टचिंग एंड गोइंग टूवर्ड्स द मून. बट ये है कि एज ए सेड बिफोर कि नॉकआउट गेम्स में यू नेवर नो ऑन द डे क्या होता है, किस तरह होता है, कुछ चीज़ें हो जाती हैं. बट आई स्टिल थिंक कि वी आर द बेस्ट टीम ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट एज अ यूनिट. और आई थिंक हमने लीग के अंदर प्रूव किया, 1 गेम वुडंट चेंज इवन इफ वी हैव अ बैड गेम टुमारो. आई थिंक 4 रन्स सर्च के अंदर और आई थिंक गेम डन एंड डस्टेड हो ही गई है.
नहीं डेफिनेटली आप लोगों ने दिखाया है, यू डोंट लाइक नीड टू से इट आउट लाउड. वो दुनिया ने खुद ही देखा है कितनी क्लिनिकल आप लोगों ने क्रिकेट खेली है. और ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब आपके 2-3 प्लेयर्स हैं उन्होंने ही परफॉर्म किया, सब ने कहीं ना कहीं चिप इन किया है एंड सब ने ऑब्वियसली देव रेज पुट देयर हैंड अप एंड यू नो स्टेप्ड अप फॉर द टीम. एक बड़ा शॉट, क्या कैच होगा? डॉट बॉल हुआ है यहाँ पर. तो
आई थिंक सपोर्टिव रोल का आपको यहाँ से एग्जांपल देता हूँ. सामने जिसकी हमारी ना सिर्फ बैटिंग इस तरह आ रही थी लोअर ऑर्डर की, जिस तरह के गेम्स अगर नीचे हैं तो मैंने और अरफान ने गेम वैसे ही किल करके फिनिश कर दी है. तो हमारे जो 7 और 8 की उनकी तो कभी बैटिंग ही नहीं थ्रू आउट द टूर्नामेंट. एंड दिस गेम के अंदर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम सामे एंड हेमी केम इन एंड दे हैड टू स्कोर रन्स 12 रन्स पर ओवर. और आप वो देखें उन दोनों के अंदर आते साथ उन्होंने कंट्रीब्यूट किया. और उन्होंने अपने जो उनका रूल था दे प्लेड इट परफेक्टली. सो यहाँ से मोराल देख सकते हैं, स्किल लेवल देख सकते हैं कि हम सिर्फ 6 नहीं, हम 8 हैं. हेलो, गुड शॉट बाय मुरली. अगर ये कैच नहीं होता, कैच गुड 4. आई थिंक गेम इज़ डन एंड डस्टेड नाउ. आई थिंक अंडर 10 आ गई बात. अब तो कोई चांस नहीं.
अच्छा, एक जो लास्ट ओवर में अनीक ने आउट किया फाइज को, आपको लगता है कि अगर 180 होता तो उसका कुछ प्रेशर था?
वो कैफ अनीक को मैं विकेट नहीं दूंगा, उमर डोगर को दूंगा विकेट. बिकॉज उमर डोगर की एक तो कैचिंग रेशियो मेरे से भी बुरी है और जो मुझे लगता है मेरी बहुत ही बुरी है. सो उमर डोगर का टू गेट दैट आई थिंक वो मुरली आई थिंक शाहिद अफरीदी बन गया है. बट ये है कि अपना उमर डोगर को कैच आई थिंक वो पकड़ इसलिए गया कि वो तेज़ ही इतना था कि वो फंस गया. अगर वो थोड़ा भी ऊंचा होता आई एम प्रीटी श्योर डोगर वुड हैव ड्रॉप्ड इट. सो आई थिंक वो फ़र्क था. 12 में 12 भी कर सकता था और वो 12 से गेम चेंज हो रही थी. वो भी 6 ही था ऑलमोस्ट. डोगर टुक अ ब्रिलियंट कैच जो नोबडी एक्सपेक्टेड इट.
अच्छा, मुझे एक चीज़ बताएं कि आप मतलब लेट फिनिशेस की वजह से आप वर्क किस तरह मैनेज करें, क्योंकि मुझे तो बड़ा मसला हो रहा है.
यार बहुत मसला हो रहा है. अब प्रॉब्लम ये होगी टेक्नोलॉजी की. हम इधर डी आर एस बात कर रहे हैं. हमारे ऑफिस भी बड़े टेक्नोलॉजिकली एडवांस हो गए हैं. सुबह थंब प्रिंट मांगते हैं. सो अब इशू ये है कि 9 AM जाके ना थंब प्रिंट लगाना होता है. तो आप उससे भाग भी नहीं सकते. वरना तो पहले होता था किसी को कह देते थे, कोई चक्कर चल जाता था. अब वो थंब प्रिंट ना लगा तो वो लेट स्कूल की तरह टाटी हो जाता है. तो आपको इवेंचुअली पता है आपके एम्प्लॉयर्स आपको पैसे देते हैं, उससे पैसे काटते हैं. तो यू हैव टू बी ऑन टाइम. और बहुत इशू आ रहा था. आई एम लाइक वर्किंग आवर्स में मैं आप समझे नींद ही पूरी कर रहा हूँ. तो मुझे नहीं लगता लास्ट एक हफ्ते से मैंने कोई भी अपने एक्चुअल काम के अंदर कोई काम किया होगा.
फॉर श्योर. मैं आज भी बड़ा मुश्किल से पहुंचा था काम पे और गिरता फिर रहा था, और मैं कोशिश कर रहा था कभी किचन में जाके थोड़ा सा नैप ले लूँ, कभी वॉशरूम में जाके. बट आज तो मुझे नहीं लग रहा कि आई विल बी एबल टू मेक इट टू वर्क. एंड बट इन द प्रोसेस वी हैव हैड सम वेरी एक्साइटिंग क्रिकेट टू वॉच. तो चलो, मैं एटलीस्ट आई कैन टेक समथिंग होम विद मी, सम ब्रिलियंट परफॉर्मेंसेस. तो बाकी कमिंग बैक टू दिस गेम, ओनली अ मैटर ऑफ टाइम नाउ. आई थिंक 10 रन्स. तो मुझे बताएं कि कल का दिन कैसे प्लान करेंगे बिफोर कमिंग टू द ग्राउंड टू प्ले द फाइनल. व्हाट शुड समबडी डू बिफोर अ इम्पोर्टेंट गेम लाइक दैट?
यार मेरा राउंड मंत्रा ये रहा जो थोड़ा सा मैं बाकी बॉयज़ में भी कहता रहा हूँ, जो कम्स थ्रू माय टीममेट्स हिकमत एंड डोगर एंड ऑल दिस गाइज, कि यार वी आर LMS इज़ ए टू इन्जॉय. मतलब ये कि जो मर्ज़ी हो, लाइक आपने इन्जॉय करना. सो हम लोग, मैं तो बहुत ही कैजुअल आता हूँ, जो सीधी सी बात है. लाइक मतलब जो अगर दिन होगा तो दिन होगा. आप अपने प्लान्स लाएं, वो फॉर श्योर है. आप वर्क करके आएँ, अपने प्लान्स लाएं, लेके आएँ, सारा वर्किंग करके आएँ. अंदर जब आप ग्राउंड के अंदर यू शुड बी यूजिंग योर ब्रेन्स, बट यू हैव टू एन्जॉय. मतलब अगर आप इन्जॉय कर रहे होंगे ना, थिंग्स वुड गो योर वे. अगर आप थोड़ा सा भी, हमारे पास कुछ सिचुएशंस आई हैं इस टूर्नामेंट के अंदर कि अगर हमारा एक्सपीरियंस ना होता और हम इन्जॉय ना कर रहे होते और पैनिक कर जाते तो हम हार जाते. जिस तरह स्ट्राइकर्स वाली गेम थे, देवर 3 ओवर्स देवर लाइक 50-60 रन्स. और आई थिंक जस्ट बिकॉज हम इन्जॉय कर रहे थे, चिल कर रहे थे, हमें पता था हम उनको पकड़ लेंगे. इवन दो आज भी 10 ओवर्स के अंदर उनका 100 रन्स थे. बट आई केप्ट ऑन टेलिंग आरफा कि ब्रो, इवन ऑफ दिस गाइज डू 200, वी गोना चेज इट, वी गोना चेज इट, वी गोना चेज इट. आरफा भी उसी तरह ही था. सो हम इन्जॉय करते हैं ब्रो, लाइक वट एवर द सिचुएशन में भी हैपन. का भी आरफा के भी इसी तरह प्लान्स हैं कि थोड़ा सा हम सुबह उठ के थोड़ी वर्किंग करेंगे. अगर डायनामाइट्स आ रहे तो इनकी तो मतलब वीडियोस भी देखने की जरूरत नहीं. आई हैव बीन प्लेइंग विद ऑल दिस गाइज फॉर सो मैनी ईयर्स, हाफ ऑफ देम आर माई टीममेट्स. सो वो तो कोई ऐसा इशू होने नहीं वाला. सो बाकी है कि इन्जॉय करेंगे, चिल करेंगे एंड मे द बेस्ट टीम विन.
तो एंटरटेन करेंगे कल, मतलब जैसे आपने क्रिकेट खेली है थ्रू आउट द टूर्नामेंट, ऑब्वियसली नथिंग शॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सट्रीमली एंटरटेनिंग. तो शैल वी एक्सपेक्ट द सेम टुमारो एज वेल?
यार जिस तरह की हमारी टीम है, आई थिंक एंटरटेनमेंट इज़ ऑन द कार्ड्स. ठीक है, अगर बैड डे हो गया तो वो मुझे भी नहीं पता उस चीज़ का. बट ये कि जिस तरह हमारी टीम है, आई थिंक ब्लॉकबस्टर सी टीम बन गई है. और मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि यूजुअली PLs के अंदर इस तरह की टीम्स बनती हैं तो वो हिट नहीं होती, मतलब वो फ्लॉप ही होती हैं बिकॉज केमिस्ट्री नहीं बनती. बस इस टीम का ये फ़ायदा है कि 6 ऑफ देम आर फ्रॉम वुल्फ पैक और हम 2 आउटसाइडर्स हैं, मोहित एंड मी. और जो हम एक्सट्रीमली लाइक लिक्विड की तरह इस टीम में जेल हो गए हैं और जो सिचुएशन आती है उसमें उस तरह कर रहे हैं. सो बस यही है, लेट्स सी.
चलें असद, बहुत ही अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. एंड आई वुडंट होल्ड यू फॉर लॉन्ग, ऑब्वियसली यू गॉट अ बिग गेम टुमारो एज वेल. इट्स रियली नाइस टू हैव यू अराउंड. तो बेस्ट ऑफ लक फॉर टुमारो. In the meanwhile, just a matter of time, the Dynamites pretty much there in the final, and obviously they will be taking on the team to beat the Vikings. Obviously जो confidence का level है और उनकी जो इस वक्त body language है, you probably would have guessed from Asad Bukhari's words there. All eyes will be on the big game tomorrow night. So do join us at the DHA Phase 6 GIC ground. Have they finished off the game here? Yes, they have. Or is that Wahaj is 50? I think they still need around 2 runs. Yes, 2 runs required. Wahaj has completed his probably a match winning 50, I would say. More than filling Zain Shah's shoes here. What a player to have in your team, and definitely proving that why he will be so important for the Dynamites for the last 2 games. In the meanwhile, Rahmat bowling to Abuzar. So just a matter of time for the Dynamites here. And a good shot from Abuzar. And he finishes off with a 6. So Dynamites have made it to the final, and they will be taking on the Vikings tomorrow, and we would love to see you all here at the ground. Do stay with us and join us for the all important final of the Premier League 2023. My name is Hamza Kamal Bela, and I will see you tomorrow for the big final. We will obviously build up towards the final. Stay with us on our Instagram account as well for any live updates or live streams coming your way. We will be analyzing tonight's matches, and then we will have the build up towards the final. So thank you so much once again, and we hope to see you all tomorrow. Allah Hafiz.